Hello, 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 and welcome out to the stream, episode 16 of Godforged. Welcome out, everybody. Hope you're all doing good here today. We have probably quite a big exploration episode coming up, which should be exciting. So, welcome out to it. Good to see you all here. I'll move everyone over to the thing. We don't have Sam today. Sam it's his birthday. I didn't want to lock him down to some D&D on his birthday. Let him go and do his birthday stream. Bring in all of the people over there. So go and give Sam some love as well. Go and wish him happy birthday over on his stream. He's playing some League of Legends at the moment and chilling out. So do go and support him on that. Otherwise, I'll bring everyone up and we can chat to the group. Hello, group. Would you like to chat? We good? We good?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Did I hear it?
No. No.
All right, guys. Well, see you next week.
Shut it down.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Yes. I was just saying, Sam's not here. It's his birthday. Go and check him out on his stream. He's hanging out playing some League of Legends and stuff. I didn't want to rope him into D&D on his birthday. Also, you might notice that Shane's cam is a bit odd right now, and it's because my overlay broke.
I point down, it'll
so
point to it.
it'll look awkward, and it might break a little bit if combat comes up. So just
God,
be aware of that.
Timothy's like tucked under.
Let's just
Yep.
never fight, yeah?
There goes well. Okay. So before we kick off with the session, is there anything anyone wants to
Session.
announce? The session.
No, but that seemed like the way you said it seemed sort of leading, like someone should have something they need to announce. So now
I'm like,
Well-
am I forgetting something?
yeah, I really
well-
felt like a kid in school that just like got called on. I was
Jory,
like, fuck, I don't know.
go ahead and announce it. No, I'm kidding. There's nothing to announce. There's nothing to announce.
I'm gay.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, actually, Joe, I do have a little thing. We hit a goal, so next month we are going to be doing a Twilight one-shot on this channel, closer to Halloween.
So excited. Oh my god.
I will update about the cast and stuff like that at some point. But I can guarantee two of the people here have relentlessly pushed to be in it, which is Bree and Jari. You better put me in there. You better put me in there. I practically
Yeah,
got
like
threats.
I literally messaged Joey the other day,
Mandatory.
like I'm being a vampire.
Dude, me too. I'll wear eyeliner.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes, Jane.
Yes. Oh my god.
I have questions about like how you're gonna do this. Like,
So do I. I have no idea yet.
So do I.
Are you researching into Twilight lore? Because I could be like,
Are you gonna read the book?
I
Okay,
could be there. To
I
give
don't
you
know if I'll
guidance,
go as
you
far
know?
as reading all the
I
books.
can show you.
But I'll watch the
world.
movies. I'm going to watch the movies and read a lot of the Wikipedia page, and I'll use you as a kind of go-to for telling me. You know,
Bouncing
Wiki these
board.
days, they can teach much. But yeah.
Are we gonna? Is it gonna be like characters in the actual show, or are we gonna be characters?
Original characters.
Like
You'll be original characters. Maybe you'll meet people from the show. It's technically Twilight inspired for copyright purposes.
Can I date Edward?
Yeah, but you can't call him Edward. Yes.
Yeah, it'd be cool if Edward
like an
Allen.
extra letter or something.
Can Jory and I be in a polyamorous relationship with Edward?
I made a
You just
mistake.
date everyone.
Dude. I made a
Can we
mistake.
call it
This is already a mistake, and you haven't
yeah.
done it yet. Yeah,
Godforged? Change like the
Oh my
Godforged
God.
logo and just like cross out God
You,
and MS Paint and write vamp.
yeah, you're gonna have to
Yeah.
like broadcast it at a later time. I feel like it can't be
Yeah.
at this time of day.
It's
It's
gonna be
after a
R-rated.
watershed.
Yeah. Late night
Oh my God.
scandalous.
Are we doing lewd roleplay, guys?
We're not doing Twilight fanfic next month.
Twilight's
Right.
already fanfic, so.
Godforged, guys. So
Oh god.
we
Sorry.
where we no, it's fine. We can get started. Also, I bought some what are they called? Some spell tokens now as well. I did a lot of geometry
Nice.
research over the weekend about the best way to kind of do a spell, because it's such a confusing topic when it comes to spell locations and how their radius works and stuff. So I went ahead and bought some really cool little tokens,
Nice.
which will be able to kind of implement when you guys cast stuff like Fireball and whatnot. So yeah,
Nice.
you'll see those coming up. All right. Well,
If you want to tell us what shapes you have, we can prep some spells and just cast them all right away.
That's true.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
If you want.
Yeah.
You want to just like.
I'll use all of my spell slots.
Wait, what was that? That was a cube?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. I got a circle coming.
yeah, it's fair. The only thing I don't have really is that works as a cone, because cones
Yeah.
suck on
Cones
D&D.
are hard, man.
So, if we're ready to go, then I'll recap you on what previously happened.
Yeah.
Last week, we opened with...
Wait.
Yep.
Can you do it in a voice?
You almost got away. You
Holy
almost
fuck.
managed to just be like,
Holy
on the
fuck.
last exciting episode of
said-
Godforged,
you
all this
said-
perfectly normal stuff and a perfectly normal voice happens.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
There's no one around to narrate it. You know?
Yeah, we killed everyone.
Yeah.
Ramir.
Do you want,
Just a
do you want
pile
me
of-
to send you the paragraph and then you read it in your Saphira voice?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saphira was there. She could
Are you
tell us.
volunteering?
All right, hit me up for it. Yes, it.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's only fair.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me do this. And
yeah. Dug
We
myself
could
a hole
rotate
there.
this job.
We should rotate that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Each week a different person.
just looking to this thing for a second because I don't have an overlay for this. So, there you go.
Scold will just be like, we won. That's it. That's all he says.
Yeah.
We won.
There you go, Saphira. Take it away. This is all
Sweet.
improvised.
We opened with the crashing of the front gate. The Battle of Fort Hermwold wasn't a long one, but it was bloody. After fireballs, small clashes, axe swings, a lock switch, radiant bolts, and some thunderous waves, you can imagine, you managed to dispatch Ramir of his head and begin to question the mage hunter companion of his. During the interrogation, I feel like I've lost her voice already.
No, it's okay. It's good. It's good.
She just got a job as a newscaster. I love it.
Ramir's body begins to grow tremendously, bulking out until he's a giant husk of his former self, more mutant than man. The mage hunter died during the fight, but after defeating Ramir, Timothy revived her, and we continued our questioning, gaining sufficient information about Yule and Magnithor, the giant that she's trying to resurrect. Fia ended her life with a magic missile. Skald and me are waiting outside.
And that's where
Yeah, that's right.
we can pick up.
Half of it was like in first person, and half of it.
I wrote it because it was addressed to you guys, so you were getting confused. So,
all right, never again.
You-
Sorry, guys.
I appreciate you not putting anything disparaging about me in there. I haven't done anything, and there's nothing suspicious
You're
about
an
me. Let's
angel.
move on. I'm a sweet
Yeah.
angel, a
Yes.
fluffy, precious child.
Innocent, never
Yeah.
done anything wrong.
It's true.
100%.
Yeah.
So you're currently, after just defeating up all of the people here, you've got dozens of dead bodies around this camp scattered around, with all varying wounds. You've got the husky and kind of melting body of Ramir in the corner of the room, and the dead mage hunter in front of you. What would you like to do?
Well, we I'd I guess hold up the bounty for Ramir and the bandits. So there's a bounty here for Ramir, live or dead, and I just kind of look at the pile of goo. I don't really know if
Yeah,
we can collect
Bobby
that.
would
Like,
definitely look at her like, he's liquid now.
yeah, like I don't know, maybe we could find something that he had that, like, you know, only he had, but I don't know, is there something we can collect and be like, look at all these bandits we killed? Like, do they have I guess GM, do they have any sort of do they have like a cool bandit logo or something? We could, like...
They do actually. They all are wearing silk kind of bandanas on their faces, and each one of them has a curled dagger that kind of curls into a kind of spirals
bunch
in.
of dorks. All right,
Bunch of
I'm gonna
dorks.
start.
Wicked.
So
Thanks.
I don't know. It's not really proof that they died, but I guess if we collect them and bring them with, maybe. I don't
It's
know.
worth a try. Sure.
Yeah, right.
You'll notice that the ones that you have in the, because you also found a considerable amount of bandanas
Oh,
or
yeah.
like silk cloth in the chest as well. Those ones don't have the dagger.
Okay. What else did we find? We found like silverware and a painting.
Yeah, we
And-
should get the bear to carry those.
Yeah. Also,
Hey, bear!
Yes.
We need to carry stuff.
Bring it out.
No, it's so. Come on, man, it's so
we can't
heavy.
carry it even that far. Can you just come in here? Just hold out your hands and we'll like load it up on you.
Scold would step in, likely look to where the loot is, and just go and start hauling it and kind of swing it over his back, put it into the biggest bag he can, and just kind of all storing it together.
Like Santa Bear. Just like
Saphira
Yeah.
would, in this time, take Blossom out of the little baby blanket backpack she's manufactured, and show her the carnage. That
Also, yeah,
just
you've
pop
got
her
these.
on the shoulder and show her the carnage of what they've done.
You've also got some smoldering kind of tents and tables that are just starting to kind of go down to embers in the bottom of the camp. From
it's
where
like the
fire
middle of the
landed.
night still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty dark out. I mean, you have the
I have the
torches that are kind of
Drip 12 on,
lighting
I
up
guess.
the area. And you right now in the room
didn't
you're
turn
in,
off
it's
the-
extremely light. It looks like daylight bursting out.
Sorry guys, I didn't know how
Blossom-
bright this was.
As you bring Blossom out, she's kind of just like peering around. Looks a little bit scared because she was in your back the entire time you were getting beaten around. Just kind of shaking around in the satchel, so she's just wide-eyed as she peers out.
Saphira would just give her some pets and maybe like a little dried meaty snack or something that she may have kept throughout their trip in her pack, and just try and soothe the griffin a little bit.
Go ahead and roll a animal handling check with advantage because she's starting to trust you.
Okie dokie. Knowing me, it's gonna be a crap roll anyway.
Oh, it's gonna be good. It's with advantage.
I hope so. You know what Saphira's like.
Oh, God.
See, I told you guys every time.
How on earth? Ah, fuck.
Your
Even though-
heart is there though.
Oh
Even though
man!
she's eating the food, anytime you go to kind of lean your finger towards her, she's like ducking her head and avoiding kind of being touched, but she is eating.
Oh.
Still very
Saphira
nervous.
says to her, "I'm sorry, little one. I didn't mean to scare you."
Oh.
She lets out a little.
I'm gonna take some of the silks out of the crate that they're in, I guess, and take them over to Saphira. Maybe you want to like line the inside of her little,
Oh.
Wait,
Carrying
what is Saphira
things,
offering
the-
her?
the silk, some of the silks from the
Oh.
crate. Like, do you want to make her like a new,
cozier nest
no, or make-
blanket.
yeah? Maybe you could make her a new thing or make her a
Saphira
little.
takes the silk and smiles weakly.
Oh.
Yeah. DM. Blossom. How physically able is Blossom? Like Blossom can walk but can't fly, and
Yeah.
how fragile is Blossom at the moment? Do you have like an image of anything just so I can get an idea of how breakable this little bird is?
So she is like it's still a royal griffin, right? So it's not the size of like a tiny little chick. It is a good like maybe nearly a foot long. She's very small though, and very tucky. She's got probably quite sturdy. She's quite muscular on her arms and
Okay, cool.
legs. You'd have to try. The dark side, but you'd have to try to actually if you wanted to hurt her. And she can't fly. Her wings don't really work yet. But she can definitely walk, and she goes at kind of a
Okay,
slow
and-
pace.
She can, for instance, if like Saphira had her prop like on her shoulder or on her like back, can she claw in and
Yeah,
hold
her
on
claws are
herself?
fairly long. Yeah.
Okay, so if Saphira puts her on the shoulder or the back, she'll be able to hold on just fine.
Yeah.
And how just to understand, like if she's moving around rigorously, maybe running or something, can Blossom hold on still?
Yeah. And again, you
Okay.
can train her to be even better at it as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna put you in a position where, as you're running, you lose a little baby animal.
Falls off.
I feel like it'd be
Don't
too
you
easy.
please, I will
We'll say that
literally.
Oh, gosh.
she's-
I've had enough traumatic animal
Yeah,
experiences this week.
She is quite firmly gripped, and unless you do anything absolutely bonkers, she'll
Okay.
grip on and be fine.
In that case, then that's how Saphira is going to be planting Blossom and
Okay.
attempting to try and get a grip on to Saphira's leathers and so she can kind of see what they're doing as they're doing things.
Yeah, I would say considering you're kind of wearing like this leather kind of strap-in outfit, she'd be able to kind of dig her claws into a bit. You might feel the
Cool.
sharp pain of her claws a little bit, but you felt a lot worse, and it's probably more comforting than it is painful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that is how Saphira feels.
Right? Okay.
Did we already check over the mage hunter's body, the woman?
You did, I believe.
Yes,
Okay.
we did.
Yes, yeah, we did.
Should all be in
Okay.
the loot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are her eyes open? I know she's dead, but
Yeah, she would have died. She was wide awake when she died. She didn't go peacefully. So yeah, she's lying back, mouth agape.
okay.
Makes me
Ba-
nervous.
yeah. Basil would kneel beside her and pull her eyelids down and just kind of say, "I'm sorry," before getting up and joining the rest of the group.
Soft Basil.
Very soft.
Mhm.
You'd see on kind of Scold's back as well now after he's collected everything. You've got like a backpack almost which has sacks kind of pulling down on it. You've also got like a painting that's like partially out, sticking out of like a bag it didn't really fit in. You practically turned him into a pack mule.
Nice.
But he
Good.
looks comfortably fine with holding it.
Good. Do we want to check outside, I guess, see if there's anything out there that seems valuable? I mean, really, it's just collecting the. I guess Fia would collect the bandit scarf things.
Mm-hmm. And I believe
for
there's
everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 in total bandit masks.
Alright.
With a larger one that a half orc was clearly given but didn't wear. Half ogre.
Used it as a loincloth instead.
Yeah, I like that.
Ew, if that's the
canon.
case, Fia would leave it.
Yeah, I think I would like these guys up here. I would grab the sashes off of them, but I would also look and see if they had anything on them, really.
Yeah, I would say after kind of roll an investigation check.
Okay. Oh no. Put my turn order in front of everything.
Let me close it down on the thing.
15.
Yeah, I'd say based on kind of not being the cleverest of people, you'd search them, you'd know where to kind of search, and you'd find in their socks they keep a few extra gold and stuff. So I'd say overall you'd get about 40 gold pieces from just searching across all the bandits and finding their hidden wares. You'd find various daggers, nothing exceptional, but
Yeah.
decent enough iron, likely stolen. A couple of swords,
Okay.
a couple of short bows, that kind of thing.
I'll
Everything
pocket
you'd
the gold,
expect.
but I'll leave everything else.
Okay.
Is are the walls on fire at all, or is it just like the tents
No,
and stuff? Like, does it look
you-
like the entire place is gonna like?
No, the fire
contained?
seems like it's
Okay.
somewhat contained. It's burning the ground around it. But you can see that the land where you've kind of cast the fireball, other than the tents, for the most part, was trodden in dirt. It's where they will usually put down the campfire and boil up the
Okay.
food. So it's fairly contained around the area.
Okay, good. I don't want to like
It's
start
almost-
a giant fire.
Kind of peacefully quiet. Almost sounds like a campfire outside because you've got the burning embers. Just kind of the bottoms of the tents are burning away now, and the remnants of the chair that set afire. You mostly it just sounds like a kind of a peaceful campsite now as you're walking around. Albeit quite morbid with the amount of dead bodies around, but
Yeah.
Do we want to just?
oh, sorry. Also,
Maybe we
you'd have got the
sorry.
bandit masks if you were searching them as well.
What do we want to do? We still want to go to Ulbridge and meet the Baron and I don't know, see if we can get rid of the silverware and this painting and like maybe collect this bounty and stuff. Is that what we feel like we should do? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like,
I'd say so.
okay, maybe see if anybody knows anything about Yule there. Like, we don't really know where she is, right? I think we just, right, Joe? We don't know where she is. We just know that she exists and is mad
We
at
know
us.
she's-
Yeah.
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 You know her interests,
Um,
and you know that she at least operates in the east, but you don't necessarily know where she is right now. No, I don't believe you've seen her,
Okay.
I don't think so.
except for maybe one person.
Do we want to just head out now? Like, is everybody rested? Do we want to head out now, or do we want to like sleep for a little bit and then go when we can all see? Or I guess this globe lets us see.
I'd be happy to rest, but not here.
We could go
What
back
do you
to-
mean? She like gestures.
I'd rather
It's
not
obvious.
leave
It's
all these
great.
bodies.
We could we go back down to the village, right? The abandoned village. Maybe like sleep there.
Yeah,
Okay.
That could work.
that could work.
All right.
Is that what you like to do?
Yeah.
Okay. You head back down.
As we start to head back down, I'm gonna come up next to Timothy. Hey, how did you do that? How did you bring her back, wake her up, do whatever? Like,
I'd
you
use
just-
our diamond. But
that sucks.
yeah.
Wait, oh. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. You have to use the diamond every time?
Yeah.
But like, if you have the diamond, then you could definitely do it, right? Like, it's not like,
You'd have seen, by the
Like-
way, as he did it, he would have crushed the diamond, and the dust itself would have floated into the body and been absorbed almost into the nostrils and down into his breath.
is it like,
Cool.
is it only a diamond?
From what I know, yeah.
With your healing knowledge, you would know that, yeah, diamonds have the ability to revive. They've got a deep magic.
Did you magically crush that, or can you just crush a diamond with your hands like that all
I don't
the time?
think I don't
That's
think I could do it with my hands.
Oh.
No, it was definitely
Alright. It
magic.
would be pretty cool if you could. Okay, well we should probably I'm gonna kind of look at everybody else like we should probably sell all this stuff, right? And definitely buy some, like we should buy some diamonds for sure. That seems really useful,
Yeah.
like for sure.
Just carry a few with us at least.
Okay, it'd be really cool if you could just crush it with your hand like that, though. But I'm just gonna keep walking.
So the little village at the bottom is the abandoned village of Homeworld. It's got mostly leaky roofs and whatnot, and grown over. You could probably build a makeshift little camp in one of the houses that's been abandoned. Critters running away from it, foxes and rats and whatnot, kind of rushing away. Things that might use the shelter for the night. Spiders in the corner and all manner of bugs. But it's, for the most part, it's when you pass through, which was only in the time scale of this, 20 minutes ago, 30, no, probably with all of the looting, 40 minutes ago tops.
That's nuts.
40 minutes ago, it seemed to be somewhat abandoned by anything that might be of cause for concern.
Cool.
So you'd be able to set up for your camp for the night there. How subtle are you being with your camp? Are you building an open fire? Are you going inside one of the houses? Are you building outside the houses? What would you like to do?
I would have
I think I'm done with fire for a little bit.
extinguished the drift globe kind of as we came in.
Okay.
Just so it wasn't daylight for 120 feet or whatever, 60 feet, and then pretty light for another.
Yes.
So yeah, I would have extinguished that and gotten out the little lantern, which is a lot calmer.
Okay. Yeah. So
Cool.
just a subtle sleep for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
If there's anything you want to do during the night, just let me know. Interrupt me. Otherwise, you'd have slept pretty soundlessly. It's kind of that eerie peacefulness that you don't really hear much. You might hear the howling of an owl at night, the morning birds chipping away as if nothing happened the night before. But you'd wake bright and early the next day to a clear sky, though it's been quite overcast and rainy previously. It's a pretty clear sky now, slightly warm and uneventful. You're down at the campsite at the bottom of the village area, free to go wherever you'd like to go next.
So back the way we came?
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
we
let's
should
do it.
go.
Saphira shrugs her shoulders. She doesn't really care, seemingly.
How you doing, big guy? Scold.
Fine.
Great, let's go.
Great. Load it up. Get out
Saphira
of here.
furrows her eyebrows at big guy
Ha ha ha.
and runs her tongue across her teeth in mild irritation. And then she walks ahead of everyone else, not talking to anyone.
She wants to be
bit of a
big
sulk.
guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
She's
cute.
sulking a little bit. And as they walk, she's begrudgingly gathering berries and other bits and bobs that she finds on the way with a bit of a face on.
Never seen someone angrily gather berries before.
Yeah, right.
It's intimidating.
You'd see like
Good luck.
large parts of the bushes. When you pull the berries away, you just bring out like branches with you and all sorts of twigs and stuff.
So
And she's like picking the berries off. She's like throwing the little sticks
Yeah.
and twigs back behind there, like buffeting the rest of the pie. So like little sticks and twigs.
You'd pass by the familiar bridge area where the remnants of the mimic now have been
Yeah.
washed down the stream. Imagine you'd probably pass through the water or over the slightly broken bridge or jump across. But eventually, after just about an hour of walking, you make it back to the main road.
Nice.
I assume we actually know which way Ulbridge is, so
Yes.
we
Yeah.
would just
Fabio dabs.
It's on the main
Yeah.
trade route, and also Fabia would have probably passed rather by it, or gone fairly close, and Basil's been there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's where
Alright.
I came from before meeting you guys.
The before times.
In the before time. Basil would probably pull out his lute and play kind of like a somber song because he's in a mood.
What is we? Yeah, we're like walking along and fucking.
Everyone's
like,
fine and he's just like,
Saphira's just throwing sticks at her, and
Yeah.
Basil's just like playing sad music. Fabio would be like,
Moody.
"What is going on? What is happening?" I mean, he's always mad, but like, is it spreading? Like, what is going on?
I'm.
he's just gonna keep playing.
Everyone ignores you.
Basil. Hey, Basil. Are you
Yes.
Are you okay?
Fine. Let's
Basil,
keep
are you
going.
mad?
He says he's fine.
Are you
Am I-
mad?
am I
People at face
mad?
value. That's how you keep your sanity. He says he's fine. Move on.
She's like, I'm out. He's fine. All
It's not
good.
my job to read people, baby. Oh god. You ask him if he's mad, Fia?
Yeah. Are you mad, Basil?
I just don't like how you handled that back there. I don't agree with it. I hope going forward we can communicate better, but I don't know. I feel like I saw you in a different light.
What do you think would happen if we would have let her go?
Doesn't
I
matter
don't
what
know.
would have happened. We didn't have this conversation. We didn't get to discuss it before you ended her life.
We gave her
Not that
mean,
it
we-
matters. I don't care about her life anyway, but you didn't let us talk about it. And then she continues
had it-
throwing her berries.
Sarah, you were holding her ready to slit her throat.
But I was waiting for the group decision, though.
Okay.
I just, I don't know. She gave us what we needed. Why did we need to kill her? She was good on her word.
We killed a
Was
lot
she?
of people without
Yeah.
talking to them.
Yeah, but those were slavers.
No, you guys are having a private conversation. It's fine.
She was a slaver too, though, and she was in charge of everybody.
She was a mage hunter, I thought, in the past.
What was
I
she
don't know.
doing with Ramir? She was okay with all of this. She was sent by Yule. Like, if we let her go, she could have gone back to Yule. You gotta, like, I know you're really good-hearted, and you're really nice,
Oh,
and, like,
you think
really,
so?
really genuine, and that's a little bit kind of weird for me that you're really, really good, and, like, you gotta tie up your loose ends. Like, you can't.
I have loose ends?
No, like your metaphorical loose end. Like,
What do you mean? I
There's
don't
something-
understand. I see the best in everyone, and I think everyone deserves a fair shot at some sort of redemption. Don't you?
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Oh, my heart. It's so sad.
I think
Well-
that maybe you've had mostly good experiences,
Yeah.
and
So,
and I think that's amazing, and I wish that everybody could maybe have that, but not everybody did, and I just don't want to see. I don't know. You can't always trust people. Some people are gonna lie, and they're gonna cheat you, and they're gonna steal, and you're gonna let them go, and they're gonna come after you, and you're gonna have your chance, and you're not gonna take it, and it's gonna bite you in the ass, and people that you love are gonna get hurt, and you're gonna think back to how you could have stopped that. And I'm not gonna let that happen. Like, I get it, and I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like it was a mistake for us when we met Skull and Timothy. I think it was a mistake to let that girl go, and I was this close to blasting her if she ran, and I didn't, because I thought, you know, these are people that were kind of, we've met on the road, and, you know, maybe they're going to come along with us, and I don't want to create any tension, and if this is what they want to do, I'm going to be okay with it. And I was not okay with it, but I was okay with it. And then we saw her in that fucking camp, and we don't know, did she say, you know, yeah, they were headed to Carburn, like, they're gonna, like, we don't know, right? But I worry about that kind of stuff, and I feel like you don't take those chances. Like, it's just not safe. So I'm sorry that I didn't take a vote. I'm sorry I didn't take a vote, but my vote is always going to be to tie up the loose ends. I'm just not
And-
going to say anything.
I don't know
Saphira
if we're-
offers Basil some berries.
Oh, he takes them, nods. He's just kind of like, he doesn't really care if he is listening anymore, but he's gonna kind of like mumble, like say, like, I've had struggles. I haven't let that make me bitter at the world. I think
Saphira gives him a little pat on the back, you know, a little
Aw.
reassuring clap on the back.
He's gonna sheepishly smile at Saphira.
And he's just, she'll say, like, in a low voice, maybe she was right. Maybe this woman would go on to do terrible things. But we cannot dwell on that now. We have to move forward.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, what's everybody's favorite color?
Red.
Blue.
Great. I know I've asked this before already, but like this was killing me. So thanks for just going along with it.
Wait, what's yours?
Green. Green. She like gestures to like her entire green outfit.
Wait. Okay, wait. That rock that you at?
Yeah. It's cool, right?
Okay, wait. So you could just hold your breath and go invisible.
Yeah, but I can't hold my breath for super long, so it's like it's cool, but you know.
So you could like walk around.
That's how I stole your diamond. Oh my god! Thank goodness you found me and grabbed that diamond, or I would have been super dead and you wouldn't have found anything. Anyways, yeah, that's how I got the diamond.
So like, do you have to hold it while you're, or can it just be like in your pocket? You have to like hold it.
Yeah, I have to have it on me. It's weird. It's like the longer that I have it, like I'll think to myself like, God, I wish that I could do this, and then like I'll just be able to do it. It's super weird. I get why they want it back.
It doesn't just turn you invisible?
That's really cool.
I can also switch locks. Well, not like
What?
so like I can look at a lock and I can say a phrase and then that lock will swap with just another lock. I don't know exactly how it works, but like
Suddenly a light bulb comes on in Saphira's head and she realizes that's what you did with the door that she broke down.
So like if you're invisible and you trip and you're like, ah, then you just pop back into being visible. That sucks. But it's still cool.
Yeah,
you just gotta be really careful.
Yeah.
Can you do it a lot? You just like go invisible whenever you want?
No, I feel like wiped after I do it.
Oh.
What about your clothes and what about your items, your bags and?
What do you?
If
Like,
you pick something up while you're invisible, does it stay visible or does it go invisible?
It goes invisible, doesn't it, Joe?
Goes invisible.
Yeah. If
Okay,
it's
that's
something touching me. Oh my god, we
tricks.
I should try to like. Oh, I'm too small. I was gonna say I should try to pick one of you up while I'm holding my breath.
We would go invisible.
That would not work.
Wait,
You're all way too big.
Could Saphira, in theory, carry
Oh shit.
Could Saphira carry Fabia, and if Fabia is like holding on to Saphira, would Saphira be invisible?
Can we break this?
We could all get on Scold's back and he holds the rock.
Look, we can. I'm down to try stuff. This is definitely. They definitely want this thing back, and if it's like really obvious that we're using it, you know.
Wait, did you steal it? Like, did you know it? You were like, I want a rock. I mean, I could see why you would want a rock that turns you invisible.
Dude,
or did you just randomly find it?
It was my first time even being around a bunch of humans for an extended period of time. And I was just like, look, Lago, we're not supposed to really leave our burrows, like our communities, right? We're supposed to just like stay home. I didn't like that. And there was just a town like outside of where we lived. And so I went there and I guess there was some shady shit going on. I didn't know, but there was a really cool rock. And so I took it.
That's fair.
Wait,
I mean,
did you take things like in your community? Like, did you grow up taking things? Is this like?
I didn't take from my community, no.
Did you?
The elves, though, they fucking hated me.
Okay.
but yeah. It was like I just hadn't really spent a whole lot of time
how
around
you got
humans.
so good at this. Yeah, just wondering like how you got so good at like, not stealing, but like sometimes maybe taking stuff.
I mean, we kind of all of us are taught to not really draw attention. None of us are supposed to stand out. It's so boring.
I feel like you've done a good job. I didn't know that there's like rabbit people, so
yeah,
you've done a really good.
Yeah, they're really good at it.
Wait, so like, are you from around here?
Here? Not really. More like she like turns around like that way. I think so. Like that over there.
So like you just traveled to Carburn. You're not like from like the outskirts of Carburn. That'd be crazy if you was like a whole civilization of rabbit people just like on the other side of the hill from Carburn and no one ever knew it.
What's your family? You have mother, father, brother, sister.
Me?
She nods.
Yeah. I have. Oh yeah. There's too many of us. I don't know. I'm not like super close with any of them, but
Well, we can be your new family.
oh, that's so sweet. Wow.
Sarah wrinkles her face a little bit like what I'm doing right now.
That's very nice. God. Very sweet.
Has he been gone a long time?
Not that long. How long? Joe, like a couple months?
Couple months.
Yeah, I don't know, like a couple of months. I've just been kind of like hopping from place to place. You learn a lot really fast. Humans are wild.
Do you miss them?
No. No, but I think about them a lot. But I don't really miss them. Does that make sense?
Do you worry about them?
Yeah. But look, when I stole this thing, they just knew that like a fucking rabbit took it, right? Like they don't, again, like nobody really knows a whole lot about Lago, so they just started traipsing through the woods, messing stuff up, and it really freaked everybody out. And I guess sometimes I worry that like they're still doing that. But
Like looking for you mean?
yeah, but maybe now that we like did all this, maybe now they'll be like, oh, she's not there anymore. She's over here, right?
Like we destroyed like kind of a big group of them, right? Like they're probably gonna focus on that, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's probably fine. They're
I
fine.
hope that they are okay.
Yeah,
too.
me too. They're boring, but like they're not bad, you know?
Yeah.
So eloquent.
Whilst you've been walking down the road, by the way, it's been fairly quiet. You'll come across a couple of caravans which are passing by. This is one of the main trade routes. Some heading down to Steel Harbor, one of the largest cities here in Kessex in the south. And you would have been passing up the kind of the northeastern road that's now getting closer to Ulbridge over the kind of better part of the day. You'd be able to arrive there probably about 4:30 in the afternoon, late afternoon. After eventually just kind of walking and trotting the whole time and chatting away. The kind of area you're going down seems the safest you've been on a road for a long time. You occasionally come across soldiers that'll be heading, be it toward Carburn or down towards Steel Harbor themselves, or even on the same road as you, but probably falling back a little bit as your pace is a little faster. If we want, we can get all the way to Ulbridge now, if that's where you plan to go.
Yeah,
Let's
do it.
freaking do it, dude.
Well,
We can't just have Scold carry all that shit forever, man. We gotta take care of him. We gotta help him out.
closing on the road. It's been quiet for about 15 minutes now. You don't really see many things, and then 15 more pass, and it's quite a quiet road until... Everyone, what's your passive perception, everyone?
I think it's 15 or 14.
12.
14.
Anyone who's got...
15.
17 for me.
12.
I'll tell everyone but you, Basil. Kind of see off in the distance. You'd see
You're playing music, you're good.
you'd see this kind of fancy carriage. It's got like a red painted kind of exterior with this kind of blue lining around it. It's toppled over, and there's ropes tied around it. On the other side of the ropes are a group of what you can just make out to be kobolds trying to pull it up onto the road. They're heaving. It's about 4 of them. And they're trying to pull out whatever this carriage is. It's the horses or whatever has been used to pull it have clearly ran off. You can just see it kind of toppled. It's fallen off the side of the road. Where the road is now is it's more of there's kind of a couple of ditches beside you and like the woodland nearby and everything.
Just
it's
to
kind of fallen
clarify, it
towards-
doesn't look like it belongs to kobolds, right? It looks like they've ransacked it.
You don't know. Maybe it doesn't look kobolds aren't really known to build carriages.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But you can see them as they're kind of tugging at these 3 ropes. 2 of them on one, and then 2 others are just pulling otherwise further up the rope.
Hey, you guys need some help?
You'd see one of them just.
Look at Fabiak in confusion, like, and then
I'll yell the same, but I guess in Draconic, in case they don't really know
Okay.
common, right?
You'd see one of them. From this distance, you can see they're silver scaled. Has frills, kind of like a snake, and they're more of a lightish kind of sky blue color on the inside, with very very like light blue eyes to match. A long tail that swishes back and forth. The tail kind of pricks up straight and looks straight at you. And then you see the others kind of dart and they hide behind the carriage, rushing away from you.
I guess I'll go a little slower and still in Draconic. Be like, it's okay. Do you need some help? Is this your carriage?
You hear from behind the carriage. You hear a, "Oh, ha, no!" And you see a man step around. He's tall, skinny, with curly brown hair that's kind of unkept. Quite plain looking. Long face. Wears a plain kind of robe-like long jacket over his clothing underneath with a little handkerchief that comes out, but it's a little bit dirtied. A plain blue vest on top of that brown shirt and jacket. You'd see these kind of darker brown trousers that reach just above his ankles. His shoes are kind of unfit for the road and they're filthy, and you've got mud all the way up to just underneath his knees and across his socks and shoes. A kind face, lines on the cheeks where he smiles too much. And his eyebrows are kind of twice the size that they should be, almost kind of Martin Scorsese size. Hello there. How do you do?
Saphira would just go straight over to the cart and attempt to push it up the right way.
Okay, yeah. Are you going to the ropes, or are you going to go around the back and push?
She's going to go to the back and push.
When you go round the back, you would see the rest of the kobolds. There are, in total, there are 4.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the frills that you saw. The other 2 that are kind of stood off to one side with the one with the frills. You see one which is much smaller, has large green eyes. Copper scales across it. It's skinny and it wears a kind of a small vest made of cured leather. Kind of think like Woody's vest. Has one bulging pocket on the left side of its vest and a sock full of scorpions that are inside. You can see the tail of a scorpion that's going to be wrapped around. On the other, you see a kitchen knife hanging out to the side of its belt. One of the other ones is brass scaled. It has spikes like a stegosaurus running down its back. It's a little bigger than the other 2, but not by much. It has a heating lamp attached to one side that hangs down in front of his face on a rod. Kind of like an anglerfish. It glows a warm red. Has little satchels hanging off those spines as well, full of... you can see kind of they just look like they're full of pebbles, and a little sling rests on one of the... hangs off one of the spikes. And then the largest of them... standing kind of around 5 foot tall. Bear in mind, these things are only 2.5 feet on average. This one's about 5 foot tall. Broader. It's gold scaled and looks more like a young dragonborn than a kobold. It's broader shoulder, wearing kind of a barbarian cornered harness, hooked in the middle with like a silver ring in the middle that hooks them together. It has a battle axe fashioned out of 2 meat cleavers that have been tied and wrapped together that it wears on its back. When it sees you, it plumes out this smoke and looks at you, and then it pushes its back and it starts helping you push upward. Roll an athletics check. I imagine Scold would probably come down and help as well, so I'd give you advantage.
Yeah.
20.
You successfully just dig your feet in. It feels fairly heavy, but you manage to push up and then knock it so it's straight up on the road, along with the help of this kobold as well.
Fabio would cheer. Yeah!
Dad will start clapping too.
The 3 of you managed to get onto the road itself. There's
The
no
little
horse steps.
barbarian kobold, like a friendly, little punch in the shoulder, like a little bro fist kind of gesture.
Aw, cute.
You see it kind of just plume out a little bit more smoke. It's only small plumes of smoke. Look at and then the man looks at. Oh, very kind of you. I appreciate that. What kind strangers?
Are you okay? Was this Did you just hit like a bump in the road or something? What
Yes.
happened?
Well, one of our horses got a little scared. It rushed off, caused it to topple over, and these poor little fellas have been helping me out. Who are you?
I'm Tia.
Heroes.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Good to see you.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm Cadven of Cadventurers. This is Co, Mo, Do, and Dragon. He points at the Co is the silver-scaled one with the frills. Mo is the smaller one with the large green eyes and the copper scales. Do is the brass-scaled one, and Dragon is the gold-scaled.
Cute. Oh my god.
Adorable.
Yes, I run a magic shop, so you kind of help me out here.
Magic?
Oh,
But yes,
like
What kind of magic? His whole face is lit up like just a
Well-
kid at a candy store.
I'm rather good at tinkering myself. My husband is, he's more of enchantment, and he's better at that sort of thing. But I run the tinker side, and I'm kind of a bit of a historian when it comes to magical items and artifacts and whatnot. I've been doing it my whole
I
life.
love this guy.
are you like is this your shop, the carriage, or do you have like a?
No.
it's really nice carriage.
Of course not. It's a carriage. We've just been coming our way back from Halen's Mouth over in the Yesterlands. But we're heading back to the shop now with my companions here. It's in Ulbridge.
Oh, we're going to Ulbridge.
Oh, well, we share the road then, aren't we?
Yeah. How are you?
You don't got any horses anymore.
No.
Exactly.
What's the plan there? Curious.
Didn't really think that far ahead yet, you see. Do you have any horses, by chance?
Just sort of
No.
around.
Not with
But we
us,
could
though?
help you. I mean, right, guys? Looks at group.
How
I mean,
far are
like-
we from Ulbridge? Like, do we know?
2 hours?
We could take shifts, I guess.
Saphira takes this
Maybe,
as a moment to prove
push
her
it?
brawn, and she goes and takes like the ropes at the front of
Hell
the carriage
yeah.
and
Get 'em,
attempts to just
Saphira.
start like pulling it along over her shoulders if she
Fuck
can.
yes.
It's on wheels, so it probably would move
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, I would say roll an athletics check. I'd say because you got wheels with advantage.
Okay. 25.
Once you get, like, the first push is a little tough, and then you get momentum, and you realize, actually, this is not too bad. You know, and you've got kind of the ropes wrapped around you and everything. The other kobold, the bigger one, pushes it at the back as well to try and help you kind of get some momentum as well. But yeah, you're on the move. You see as the kind of 4 kobolds come around, and they stand almost in a semicircle around Cadven. Well, shall we? Maybe if you want to go. we can go.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yes, definitely.
And rushes and follows after his own carriage. You'd see on the side of it does say Cadventurers
So cute.
across the
Oh my
side.
gosh.
So, who are you?
Oh, well, like
Mhm.
collectively, we're actually still thinking of a name. We had a name, but we kind of need to change it. Cadven and Cadventurers, that was really catchy. That's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need something like that. Like that's great.
Yeah, like smush all of our names together, right? I'm sure that would go amazingly. Yeah.
Puffy saw Tim Scolds.
Oh my god.
Good work.
Yeah. Anyway,
Saphira grumbles from the front.
our collective name is still in the works.
Of course.
But yeah, we just came from Carburn, and Stone Spur. We were just in that area, and
Yes.
we're kind of we were heading to Ulbridge with the Baron actually, and then we
Which
took
Baron?
a little bit of a Baron Ashford and Carburn,
Oh, the
but we
young
took
one,
a little
yes.
detour. Yeah, he's really nice.
Okay. So you're his escort.
Well, no, he had other people with him. It's just we
Oh.
took a little day trip, and now we're headed to Ulbridge.
I guess you
So
could say
magic-
that we are adventurers of some sort.
Heroes, even.
And
Heroes.
and
Is that
honestly, we did. I don't know if you have you heard anything about what happened in Stone Spur or in Carmer? There was like a Krothic invasion. We stopped that.
Oh, maybe you've heard the song, and he's gonna start playing the song. about us? The little one
Aw,
from
That's
Carver
about
that he
you?
heard.
Yes, that reached Halen's mouth, of course. That's about you.
Oh, yeah, that's us.
Well, that's
I'm gonna be
wonderful.
like, ta-da, like that motion, like.
Ta-da!
I was an adventurer for a little bit. Just a little bit.
Where
Yeah,
you?
where did?
What happened? Why did you stop?
Well, I was bloody petrified by it. It's horrifying. It's my husband and I. We met that doing it. I want to follow my father's footsteps, but turns out I like magical items, not magical monsters. You see, and it didn't go so well. Almost died.
Oh, I'm
Except
sorry
it's
to
not a
hear
prime
that.
time.
I'm glad you're okay. That's still
too.
though, like magic items in a shop. Like that sounds awesome. That sounds really fun.
Between us, it's hard business, really, but it's going okay.
How much stuff do you have?
Well, I've got a few magical items. I've got a couple on me now.
Really?
Yes, of course. I'll
Can we
carry
see
them.
them?
Okay, I guess.
I don't, like,
Mo? And you just see the Mo walk up, kind of going to the back of the carriage, climbs in. Be careful on that! Be careful! And you see...
do you have like?
Yeah.
As he's getting him out, like, do you have anything that like can kind of? I don't know, like, I want to be able to like.
Spit it out, dear.
I need to be able to like send letters.
Oh, me too, actually.
So like,
Yes.
I feel like I have to keep stopping at a town and checking for courier service. So if I had something that could like help me do that also, and I gotta kind of look at everyone else and be like, also if you have anything that can help me see in the dark, that would be nice too.
At the shop, I don't have many things. You see, the problem with magical items is that they're rather rare. But I have a few things, and at the shop, I've only got a couple on me now, but I do have a courier service at the shop.
Really?
Mechanical bird.
Oh.
Oh, what?
Hey, mechanical bird, yes. Tack.
Yeah,
Talking
I want to see
automated
that.
courier. Yes, to be precise.
I want to see that at the shop.
As
For
for
sure.
as for seeing in the dark, I do have goggles of night at the shop. On me now, though, you like these. He pulls out. Mo comes up to him, hands him this bag. It looks kind of like an ordinary bag. It's kind of a sapphire blue color. Holds it up and goes, this is a bag of holding. You heard of that? You heard of that? Good. Another thing I've got here, he passes it back to Mo, and then picks up this kind of box. You'd see this it's almost like a kind of a rectangular box with a lid, and it has cutlery on the top that have kind of been built ornate out of it, almost like silver protruding out of it, almost like a pop-up book. This here is a bountiful bento box.
What does that mean?
I'm glad you asked. What it allows you to do is when you cook a meal, you can put it inside of here, close the lid, and it remembers it. All right, get this. Say 2 weeks later you want to have that meal. You open it up. It comes out piping hot still. It's still in the way it was. And it feed one person for an entire day. It's great, really. I like this item.
Basil's gonna elbow scold like, huh? Like, cool, huh?
I don't need eye fish.
Yeah, but you could keep the fish prepared like really nicely if we did some seasoning and stuff on it.
I think he just eats it raw.
Oh, right. You would love it though, I'm sure. Like,
You would love it anyway.
You would love
Yeah.
it. You would love it. It's
right?
It remembers as many meals as you put in there. You can just keep going. Have a whole
No.
cooking day and you have a
Whoa.
great
Wait,
time.
it remembers more than one at a time, so you could like put a cake in there.
Yes,
you
I
could
mean,
put
as
like
far
a
as I'm
roast
aware,
in
there's no
there.
limit.
But,
Yes.
oh, that's cooler.
So it's like unlimited food, kind of?
Guys,
Well,
could
you
save
could one
it.
meal out a
go
day.
to an
I
all-you-can-eat buffet, which I'm sure exists.
Yeah.
We could go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. and
One
just
of
keep
everything in
chucking
it.
food in the bento box, and then leave and be like, "Oh God, I'm just so full." And
This
I know,
is why
big
you're
brain.
part of our group. My
You
God.
would only have to pay. You only have to pay for one person, and everybody else can eat.
Exactly.
Well, it only
Wait,
when you
that's kind of
feed-
dishonest.
You just share it. It wouldn't fill up for the entire day. It fills up one person for the entire day. But if you just share it, it'd probably be a decent meal, really.
So like if I put in a whole cake, I would really only get like a slice back.
You'd probably have the cake.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So, like, I could eat a whole cake, so. Just,
Yes.
All right.
Can you put a
It's still
person
really-
in a bag of holding?
Yeah.
Yes.
How does that work? What else can you put in there?
Well, you can.
Wait, we should buy the bag of holding.
Okay.
How much is it?
I'm gonna sort of elbow Fabi and say, "Can you hold 15 pounds?"
Yeah.
Easily.
Yes.
You could turn
What's
invisible
going
while
on
you're holding
here?
something. Yeah.
What's going on?
Yes.
here?
So
I
what if
see
one
what
of
you're
us hid
saying.
in that
Oh
bag?
shit.
I see what's going on here.
I'm
see
saying it
what you're
quietly enough
talking
so like
about.
the shopkeeper can't hear us.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Fabio
So
is definitely
sneaky.
responding above full volume.
Oh, that's what you want me to do.
How much is the bag of holding?
Well,
Sorry.
I could be haggled on the price, considering you are helping me. But at the moment, 1,500 gold.
How much gold did we just get?
575-ish each.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give you 50 for it.
Do you
50 platinum?
My God.
This is haggling, right? I don't know. I'll give you 50 for it. I'm new to this.
50 and a high five.
Yeah.
Looking for just a touch bit more.
I'll give you 100 for it.
When I said a touch, I meant more like a lot more.
Okay. All right. A hard bargain. I see.
do you buy magic items?
Yes.
Oh.
We have this like belt and this cloak that nobody's really using.
What do they do?
Well, I guess I'll look through my bags and pull out the cloak. That's very bright green.
Ooh, green.
Yeah, it's really nice. It never gets dirty. And
Useful.
yeah, that seems really useful, right? And then also, I mean, I don't know how to say this in RP. You get 1 HP back per hour if you're in bright light.
You feel
Just because
invigorated.
I think not
in
everybody
bright
knows that we
light.
have
Yeah,
it.
it makes,
Yeah,
it
like,
makes you act like a plant, right? The
not
sun-
everybody
yeah.
knows that,
sun
that we have it.
Makes you feel healthier.
Yeah, so like if you're in the light, I don't know, you feel better because you're in the light. Like, you know.
Interesting. Okay. I might be
Yeah,
interested in
and
that.
then-
Obviously, I have to identify it myself to make sure that it's not cursed
Yeah.
or anything. Of course.
We also found this belt, and outside of
Yes.
RP, the belt has a little spiral symbol on the buckle. Yeah, you
Ooh.
could turn it into a whip, which is
That's
pretty cool.
nice. Yes.
What? That's tight.
Yeah, that seems pretty cool, right? I tried it one time and I hit myself with it though because I'm not really good at. I've never really done it. I don't really know how to use a whip, and apparently there's some talent to it. I thought you could just kind of go like that, and I smacked myself with it, but it's still cool
Hmm.
and magic.
And magic. I mean, well, I'll
Yeah.
check first, of course.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
of course.
Look, if you don't want it, there's probably like a BDSM community in that town, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sure we
yeah.
could probably sell to someone in that community, but I am interested. If they're magic, of course I'm interested. Finding magical items is it's a rare thing, so of course we could potentially. Are these the only things you're putting up for trade?
I mean, they're the only things I can think of right offhand. I have some other stuff, but they might be kind of useful. But you know, just as you said that, like, you say it's like pretty hard to find magical items because I feel like we come across them pretty regularly. Like,
Interest.
you know,
Go
we
to the
could.
dangerous parts of the
Yeah, but I
world,
mean,
yes.
like, no, I didn't mean that like in a weird way. I just meant that like we find stuff that we might not use. We could just, you know,
Send
have
it
like
my
a
way.
working relationship. Yeah, right?
Of course.
Maybe we
Of course,
could
yes.
work off the price of a bag of holding or something, or I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Of
We
course.
could probably work
We
something
could trade
out.
down the bag of holding with magical artifacts. Of course, yes. That seems
Yeah.
good to me. Gold or magical artifacts, trade-in system exchange.
Now,
Yes.
Well, what about that bird, that mechanical bird?
Yes.
Yeah, I would really like to see that.
Yeah.
we
You
get-
guys really
Maybe-
sending that many letters?
Well,
I got
sometimes.
yeah.
It does more than send letters, actually.
What does it do?
Well,
So
you know what it does to you? I don't
no,
think so.
I was gonna say, so like, I'm really excited because we really need, like, if it does other stuff, that's pretty great. Because, we'd like to
What
get
does
some
it do?
stuff
What
set,
does it
but
do?
if it's mechanical, that seems amazing.
It is amazing. Because I made it, mostly. So, kind of one of mine. Kind of a
That's
home brew. You don't get everything in the magical item community. So,
Oh,
essentially,
God.
what it allows you to do is you can talk to people over long distances with just an illusionary feed. That takes a lot of power out of it, so you can only do that once per day. But essentially, you can contact anyone, anywhere, and see their face as they see yours. You can send
How much?
letters.
yeah. How much is that?
How much?
Would you? It's all part of the same thing.
Yeah, no, how much is the
for the
bird?
entire thing?
800 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
Literally told you guys to haggle.
Well,
Fantastic.
yeah, no, I mean, like, don't sell it to anybody else. We want to see what else you have. Don't sell that bird to anybody else.
Well, if my husband sells it, I can't stop that to me. But we haven't had any buyers in, so
Can you send him a message right now? Tell him not to sell it. You can't because you don't have the bird, right? That'd be great, though. That's okay.
should have probably bought it. But
God damn it.
yes, and also any item you buy, you get a free minor enchant from my husband.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
what
wonderful
kind?
deal.
No refunds if the enchantment is not to your satisfaction. Of course, it's free be thrown in. What kind? Well, it's a randomized enchantment that he does. It's a little bit of like a pick and mix almost.
Oh, I want an
where you just
enchantment.
like rustle around for one and you grab one out of a pile of
No,
enchantments and then
a
that's
spell
what you
can
get?
do. It's one of the
Oh.
greatest enchanters there's ever been. So,
Well, that's pretty cool.
yes, it is pretty.
You
cool.
enchant this, and she taps the pommel of her axe as a
Actually, we can
gesture.
only really enchant weapons. It's a magic and weapon enchantment.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
only minor. Only minor. It's a simple spell. Well, complex for us, but simple for him. Talented. So
oh.
that'd be thrown in there. But we've got a few items back of the home. We have an axe.
Like a
an axe, and Saphira stops for a second, and again the whole cart stops.
Yes. Though it's 15,000 gold.
what's it do?
Well, it shimmers with all these chromatic colors, and when you hit someone with it, it can unleash all this different magical energy. It's I didn't want to really attune myself to it. It's a bit scary, but what I understand, it's pretty
Is it-
strong.
Is it like a giant axe like she has, or like
Yes,
a
great axe.
you know, like
Yes,
a,
it's big.
oh yeah.
Saphira looks at Fabia just for a moment as she thinks to herself, and then continues walking with the cart.
Fabio will like run up close to Saphira and be like,
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? You're thinking some fucked up shit right now. I know it because you made eye contact. What's going on?
You made eye contact. It's gotta be.
Not thinking of any
Sarah.
fucked up shit.
You
she
are. You
says.
want me to go invisible and you want me to steal that thing.
Saphira looks at Fabia and then looks down to the ground and then ahead and says absolutely nothing.
Oh my
I'm
god.
watching you.
Oh my god. That's adorable. Oh no.
What hoping that we didn't see that. What else
Yeah,
do you
you
have? Yeah, okay, good.
At the shop, on me, I've only got
Yeah.
these two. At the shop, components mostly.
Let's go.
They don't have many other items. I mean, that's kind of it.
Yeah. No,
Some-
that's
They're pretty
some
good.
pretty cool stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, that's exciting. What you are you from Ulbridge? Have you lived there a long time?
Originally? No. I come from the Easterlands.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. I lived in Halen's Mouth most of my life. I moved down to Ulbridge because my husband's from down here, so we wanted to kind of find a place together. He already had a small shop. I adapted on it. I got a lot of money in my will from my father when he died. But
Oh.
we built a really nice shop, and I've just popped back to Halen's Mouth, and I bought a bunch of... He taps the side of the carriage. It's full of decorations. We're going to decorate the whole thing. It's going to be lovely.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
I do think so, too. Yes.
So you met your husband adventuring, you said?
Yes. Essentially, we joined the same adventuring party, but it got a little bit too cowardly, you see. Wanted to follow my father's footsteps. But we applied for one in Yesterlands called Hale's Watch, and we thought it would be pretty good. But we went to kill some kobolds and apparently thieves and monsters and all sorts, and we came across them, and it was Komodo and Dragon, and well, this great big warrior of a fella, he wanted to kill them, and we told him no. They tried to communicate with us. They were hiding, and only the big one, Dragon, he was stood up to us. And so when my husband speaks Draconic, he spoke to them. Apparently they were scared. They were only stealing food to survive, and well, the warrior attacked them and attacked us, and they saved our lives. So we've worked with them ever since. And
Oh,
That's sweet.
That's really nice. I mean, not for the warrior, but he sounds like a jerk. So
He
it
was
was really nice
terrible.
for you.
yes,
Yeah, that happens, right? But
he does indeed. And these are our bodyguards ever since. Really good bodyguards. I mean, we've, hand to heart, haven't really had to have much bodyguarding, but, eventually, hard to make a magical shop with, Tukazim and the Oxenfold and all those who go against magic, like the dry spells. It's tough, but we get by. No thieves yet.
good.
Oh my god.
that's really good.
Yes.
How did your husband and you fall in love?
Well, it actually didn't happen during the venturing. We couldn't stand each other at first, you see. Always butting heads, he thought he knew more than me. I thought I knew more than him. I was the tinker, he was the enchanter. But eventually, we walked away with the kobolds, and we spent a couple of days on the road, and I got to know him. He's very sweet. And, well, I suppose it was just a spark, Magic.
Ah, that's so romantic.
What's his
Thank you.
name?
What, my husband's? Vinda.
Yeah.
Vinda, yes.
What?
It's Hylomian.
Hello,
Oh.
man.
But yes, he comes from Hyloma. Well, his family does. I think he was born here, though.
Do
Hyloma
we
is
know?
where you come from, Sophia, or your family. It's where
Oh.
Hyloma is in the eastern continent. It's the city of where tieflings come from.
Okay, and
Ah.
Saphira would turn her head suddenly, very interested, and the van would sort of slow down as she slows down, suddenly curious. Hi, Loma, she says.
Yes, his family comes from there. He's a tiefling like yourself.
Really? She suddenly got like a little bit of a weak smile on her face, interested and curious, her eyes blowing up a little bit.
Yes, I mean, you'll get to meet him, of course. But,
It has been a long time since I saw another tiefling.
Oh.
well, Ulbridge has many, really. The further east you go, the more you'll find. So, I'm sure they'll be
Really?
excited to see. Of course, yes. A lot of them like to settle down in southern Crestfall or eastern Kessex, and sometimes down the Vahazi, but wouldn't go there. No, by the Ascendants, definitely not. But
Saphira's face like flattens. She turns away and continues walking with the cart.
great. So, thank you so much for having me, by the way.
Yeah, of
course.
course.
You
Awkward
see him kind of
silence.
casting prestidigitation to clean off all the dirt on his bottom of his trousers as he walks as well. But if you're heading out for a little while, by the end of 2 hours, you'd eventually come upon the site, the distant site of Ulbridge. You would see... everyone can roll a history check if you like, or a streetwise check. For you, Dodger, because I don't know if I've told you what streetwise check is. Streetwise check is the charisma version of history. It's how you can find out. Instead of learning about like kind of the past of its kind of overall arcing history, it's more like the underground and like the thief society and like the kind of more working class people and what they got up to and what their opinions of it are.
Gotcha.
But if
Will you just roll straight
if you want to
charisma
know
for
about
that?
it, if you might have known about it, you can roll straight charisma.
I'll just do that then.
Oops.
I got an
Jesus.
18.
Oh, God.
9.
5.
Okay, so what was the highest history with Timothy? Timothy, you
That
would...
was Fia.
Was that for you?
I did charisma though, but I got
Yeah, no, you
charisma check,
rolled
but I got
history,
19.
didn't you, Timothy, with your
Oh,
18?
yeah.
The history of Ulbridge is that it was once... It's one of the kind of... It's more of a... It's more similar to a city than a town, but it is considered a town. Ulbridge was once the seat of power, back when Kessex was an independent nation. It was the kind of where the throne was. And during the last war, the War for Moor, you would have probably heard about it with your history check as being occupied by Cressful for quite a while. It wasn't until some greater battles took place that eventually, and pretty much what turned the tide of the last war, was them retaking Ulbridge from the Cressful invaders. For now, it's known as kind of a great place of history. The bridge itself has been around now for probably 1,200 years, nearly. It's a very old, established civilization. For the charisma checks, I would say, streetwise, you would know it. It's renowned for its bard schools. There's 3 of them. It's known for its kind of high developing culture, history. There's a museum there. But you know that a lot of the civilization of Ulbridge is not run by those who live on the top of the bridge. Essentially, it is a bridge that's nearly 2 miles long with houses and mansions and fortifications built all over the bridge. But the slums that are down in the bottom of the pillars of the bridge, and in kind of the midways where the majority of the working people live. So there's an entire town built into each of the pillars, going down into the water of the river. The Great River Adon spans all the way up to the Greatwood as well. So it's quite a wide river that's able to get kind of frigates
What's the
and big
river called?
ships. Adon, A-D-O-N, the Great River Adon. You'd see, as you're kind of coming across it, that this great big gate with kind of watchtowers coming across. There's farmland you're walking past now and cattle land along the shores of the river. It's built alongside cliff sides, and the actual stone structure, this red brick kind of bridge itself, is probably about 200 meters wide. It's quite a wide bridge, and it goes on for a couple of miles back. You see the fortifications with the ballista on the top, these gateway towers, cannons and defenses aimed out. Some of them below, you can see on the pillars that they've got them so they aim towards the river in case they were to be attacked from that. But it seems to be a really fortified large town. The walls on either side of the bridge stand probably as tall as the ones you saw in Carburn, so not exceptionally tall, probably only about 20 feet high, but they kind of cover, and you see the roofs of buildings, large mansion-like buildings on this side. But you're approaching it from the western gate. The western gate has kind of tall towers on either side, a great gateway. As you're approaching it, you'd see various kind of travelers and traders heading up, and they've got the big gates open. There's a kind of a giant portcullis that's been drawn up, but they're letting people in and out, and it's kind of bustling with activity. I will show you what it looks like on the map. Give me a second to do this.
Nice.
Because let me move you to Ulbridge, and I'll change to the Ulbridge theme so you can get an idea of what it's like. And then let me move you over here, and then I'll show the chat. Chat, it's going to look awkward for a second when I have to move Timothy's cam, but that's fine.
Poor Timothy.
Just move you here, Timothy.
Demi, no!
It like shrinks really randomly. So this is essentially Ulbridge.
Cool.
I've cut off the kind of gateway
Cool.
towers on the sides of it, but it is a large, bustling town built on top of the bridge itself, with each of the pillars just full of the other bits
So
of the town.
cool.
Below,
That is
you would
really
see
cool.
docks down on the river with larger ships. It's rather tall as a city, but you'd be entering from the left side, so the western gate. You approaching the actual. Let me just move my notes aside. Approaching the actual gateway, you wouldn't be disturbed by guards. The guards themselves, you would see, have kind of this crest of a kind of a dark grayish tabard on with a white bridge that kind of flows across with two towers coming up alongside it. But for the most part, you just wouldn't be disturbed as you're entering into the town. Basil, having passed through here, you know that the western section, known as the housing district, is where the majority of the nobility, or at least the kind of middle to upper classes, live. Each of the houses here could probably fit in several families, so it's a much nicer part of the town itself. You'd be walking onto the streets of them and heading eastward into the town. But mostly, you're just kind of passing through with the carriage and pulling it along. People move aside for you. You'd see traders and people wearing fine gowns and fine clothing, especially in this district, walking past you. Some people trading on the side of the road. But mostly, it just seems a very peaceful society. You are open to go wherever you like in this town. Some options you have that you would know about would be in the housing district. You have several noble families that you could go and visit if you found out their names. In the more central district, you've got the military quarters. You've got a temple to Xerus, which is, he's kind of the head of the gods. Think of Zeus in a way. He's the god of laws, justice, and trial. You've got the House of Voices, which is very much the parliament building of this place. You've got embassies to Wolfgard, the Vahazi, High Loma, and I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what the other embassy is. Sorry, let me check my notes. And Crestful, sorry, of course. You've got several shops you can go to, but pretty much the town is your oyster. In the eastern district is the guild district. There's several guilds of all manners. 3 bard ones, but majority of, or quite a numerous amount of other ones. For the most part, though, you are free to go wherever you like in the town. Depends whatever you want to do. Cadven will look across you. I'm going to head to my store if you want to bring it out front of there.
Saphira nods and she continues continues pulling the cart, following him, eager to meet the husband.
Yeah, I guess we'll just all stick together up till there at least, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can stick together the whole time. You can take your own routes. It's all good to you. I imagine Scold will probably head down towards like the lower parts of the river and start fishing for a little while before heading into the town.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That's where that little house there is where Cadven's shop goes.
Sorry, ping it again?
Yeah,
There, if you see that. The little house
We can
there.
see his house from here.
You'd see his house as you're kind of approaching by it. You'd go past this walled area. His house or his shop is shaped like a dome. It has a glass rooftop, and it's kind of built in like a rounded spherical shape. It looks like one of the smaller buildings compared to the other ones around here. Almost like a converted, what was probably once a converted almost graveyard crypt, kind of converted into it. It says out the front, you've got the swing inside that has Cadventurers, has his name across. They don't really have a logo. It's kind of a fancy font across it, in like an overall kind of like turning font as it goes along in like an archway. The kobolds head inside. You hear the ding of the bell as they head on in. Cadven points. You can just go ahead and leave the cart there if you like. The carriage there, just outside. It'll be fine.
Saphira lets it down, and then stands following, curious again to go inside.
Of course. Come on inside then. He walks into his own shop. Entering into Cadven's, you notice that you're on this kind of rounded balcony that looks down into the actual shop itself. Stairs at the front that lead down into the shop. Up around the balcony are various spinning versions of the magic items that he's explained. At the far end, you see a desk sat there with a kind of a mahogany desk with a raised seat behind it. There's corner seats where all of the kobolds go and sit in them, and they sit back. One of them's just kind of picking at its nails, and the dragon sits there with his axe across his lap, almost sat in kind of bodyguard positions. Downstairs, in front of a kind of a curtained back room, there's another desk as well, which you can kind of overlook from Cadven's one. Cadven, Pindar, I'm home. You hear this rustling come from the back of the house as well, and you would see as this coming from the back room. You hear, on my way. Pushing past one of the cloth openings and the curtains at the back is Vindar, this kind of dark blue with curling, almost like goat-like horns that curl around. A little taller, a little broader, kind of a thin, arching face, high cheekbones, very handsome, and wearing finer clothing, more like suit-like kind of robe that he's wearing. And he pops through. He lifts his glasses off his face and just pops them into his pocket. You brought guests. Oh yes. Potential buyers. This will be polite. He walks down and they embrace and have a kiss, and then he points up and goes, they didn't actually really give me their group name, but this is Vindor. I told him all about you. Good things, I hope. Only good things. And he passes into the back. It'd be good, Vindor. Be one moment. Kind of looks up at the group. Hi, yeah. Come on in.
Hi, we did hear good things. So, it's good to meet you. I'm Fia.
Nice to meet you. I assume you know my name, Vindar.
Yes.
What can we...
I'm Basil.
Nice to meet you as well, Basil.
Saphira.
Good to meet you as well, Saphira.
Timothy.
Of course you are. Well, come on in.
Of course you are. Timothy.
He looks across you, Saphira. I've never seen one of our kind quite so tall. Have you got giant's blood in you?
Sorry, what did you last say, Joe?
Have you got giant's blood in you? He says.
Not that I know of.
Oh. It's good to see you. Well, adventurers, I assume. You hear as Cadman comes in. Yes. He clanks over and nearly trips. Oh, yes, they're adventurers. And they're here to buy magical items. Here to trade some as well. Fiddle nods and sits behind his desk. Well.
Joe.
Yeah.
When who would have been the last tiefling that Saphira would have seen? She probably wouldn't have seen any on her journey since she left now.
No, maybe not since Fjordhelm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Honestly,
okay.
I don't think you've ran into any in Carbon in that area.
And okay.
Yeah.
This would be a bit of a weird moment for Saphira. She looks a bit beside herself right now. Not just in a bit of a weird kind of way. She's staring at him in a weird kind of way.
You see the two of them kind of had a little bit of a discussion about, well, I've got all the decorations. It's I bought all the ones we needed, at least, as much as I could carry, and the supplies. And he just raised his hand. It's fine. It's your idea to decorate. I think it looks fine already. Yeah, I mean, we could hang some things. We should
so cute. They're so cute.
Get so much more done to the place, really. Anyway, sorry. Would you like to look around? We don't have really much to look at. It's more of a come in and order sort of
Yeah,
thing.
I'd really like to see that bird, and then I guess
The axe.
you want to take
Saphira interjects.
and the axe. And if you want to take a look at these, I'll put the belt and the cape on the desk, right?
Okay.
And
Linda,
then also,
could you-
I guess, potentially this as well, and I'll hold up the lantern.
Okay. Yes, Vinda, if you could. Okay. So upstairs, and he rushes up the stairs, and heads over towards the. What essentially he's got these plinths with spinning, floating items going around them.
That's pretty cool.
Two of them, of the 5 plinths they've got, 2 of them are missing. He points towards one which has the set of goggles on it, which is spinning around. Goggles of night. He walks over towards this one which is got a magpie-looking bird, which it's mechanical. It's got these like folded in wings, and almost like purplish, but it's got a black kind of painted back going down the metallic little kind of shimmy effects, and on the front where the kind of white bit of the chest is, you'd see there's a letterbox and a coin slot. He points at it. This is Tack, my talking automated courier. And over there is the axe. He points towards this great axe, the size of your one, and it is a mirage of various colors. From reds, blues, greens, and chromatic colors that swirl around the axe as it kind of spins. These are them. Not the real ones, of course. These are illusions. He passes his hand through the bird. But keep the real ones out of the front.
I'm gonna hold up my palm, just show the phoenix tattoo, and be like, I really like birds. So how does it? What do you do? How does it work? I'm gonna put my finger through it just because I can.
Well, okay. Well, if you want to know how it works as an item, well, first of all, it can fly long distances. You pop the letter in there. It can hold up for about 4 ounces. And if it flies those distances, it goes at a pretty decent speed. Probably covers around 70 miles per day. And you can deliver messages to people. You can give it orders to wait there until another message is delivered back. That sort of thing. You just have to give it a name, description of the person, and whereabouts where they are. And then remembers the person after you've delivered one letter. So you can deliver them letters or small objects. Also, what it does as well is that you can cause it to... are you familiar with the sending spell?
Yeah.
Well, you can cast that on the daily, but it has to have the sun's light to recharge, you see? But it will also have an illusionary feed of the person's face, if they accept.
Like they
So
could see us as we
you send the message.
send a message.
If you wish, you can activate it so it will send an illusionary face of yours, a 3-dimensional face of yours, and then they can choose to do that back.
And it does the illusion look like us talking, or is it just like our face?
No, it looks like you're talking.
Is it instantaneous, like as if you're right there in front of each other?
Yes.
A live conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
But also, he points to the coin slot. You can exchange gold into gems with that. Most of the time.
Ooh, my God.
Most of the time.
Well, it doesn't choose a few kinks. It doesn't really. You don't get to choose what gem. But so it's randomized, and sometimes it can malfunction a little bit and return copper coins.
Oh, okay.
But most of the time it works.
So you just put gold in, and it pops out a gem.
To the equal value of the gold you put in. Yes.
Yeah. So if I put in like 50 gold, I would get. Wait, how do I know what kind of gem?
Well,
Would it always be like a?
hard to tell. It doesn't really. You don't get to choose.
Oh.
Like a lucky dip.
Well, it's just like exciting, right? Like it might be something great, or it might be like.
Yes. I mean, there's only a few types of gems that can really produce so far, I believe. But ruby, sapphire, emerald, amethyst, diamond.
Okay. Well, I know you said 800. I'd really like to see, kind of how much the items that we'd like to maybe trade in are worth towards getting something, or if there's any
Yes.
room to kind of haggle a little bit back and forth on that.
All right. Yes, we can give you some sort of coupon code for it.
Oh, coupon code. I do think that probably. I think Saphira would probably like to hear more about that axe.
Of course. Yes, come with me. He walks over towards the axe. This is the chromatic obsidian great axe. It's dazzling, of course. And if you were to strike true with it, it could produce a variety of elemental powers along with it. It's rather powerful.
Really? Tell me more about these elemental powers. What kind of elemental powers?
Well, sometimes it brews frost. You can strike it to the ground and maybe fire will plume out, or perhaps even the radiant light of the gods themselves. But it depends, of course. It's rather chaotic in its nature. I believe it dates back all the way to the Chromatic Empire. It's designed as a weapon for one of their highest generals. Rather exciting.
When the minute he mentions the gods, Saphira's like suddenly like really, really interested. Her eyes flare over to Fabia again, and then she looks away and scratches the back of her head. And,
Oh my goodness.
and her eyebrows furrow. She looks like she's having a bit of an internal debate with herself.
It's the most expensive item I have, though, because it's the rarest. Yeah, it's rather good.
Really heavy too, huh? Wouldn't you say? like burning a hole in the back of Saphira's head.
God.
It's
Pretty-
really heavy, yes.
Pretty heavy, huh?
You have to be tough to rule this one. And he
Yeah,
goes to
I
tap
bet.
it and his hand goes through. Oh, yep, forgot.
Could I hold it? The real one?
Looks down towards Vinda. Roll a persuasion check.
What, you mean I don't get the tiefling advantage?
You're
One
about
tiefling to another.
you're essentially
We'll find out.
going into like into the Louvre and asking to hold the Mona Lisa. It's for him. This is a big deal.
Oh my god!
Oh, baby.
Nat
no. No.
Afraid definitely not. See, I mean, I said I had no thieves, but what if you were to take it and just hack me down, right here and then? Sure, you might get caught by the guard, but
If I wanted to hack you down, I could just use this one. No?
yes, but then you won't get the axe at least.
That is dedication to his shit. Props.
Have you had this axe long?
Yes, it's the longest thing I've had. My father found it, though he
Oh
wasn't really
wow.
the axe-wielding type, but I think it belonged to his friend.
Oh. Did you like? So like you've had it a long time and no one's bought it. I'm wondering if, there was like
Come on, love.
if we were just really interested in it, maybe if we could sort of, have like right of refusal or something, like if someone else came in to buy it, you'd let us know in case. Do you know what I'm saying? Like.
Or a persuasion check.
Oh man.
What's the D&D version of like layaway or like? Hold on, I accidentally closed my character sheet because I am dumb. This is the most slow persuasion check in the world. Sorry.
That's okay.
Wait, did it? Oof. That is
11.
Fia. Come on, you have +8. Jesus,
The thing
there's
is,
only an 11.
maybe about one of the smaller items, but with this one in particular, if we had a buyer come in after the years we've had it, I would sell it to them right there and then.
Why hasn't
no.
anyone bought it yet?
It's 15,000 gold.
Because it's 15,000
I mean,
gold, dude.
But there's some rich people in Ulbridge, right?
Yes, but maybe none of them need an axe, really. You can spend 15,000 gold and get a lot more.
How do you protect your wares?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
well, it's vaulted up below.
I'm so
Then there goes-
scared.
Can't then. But I won't tell you what we do to protect them necessarily, but the outside guards, you've seen at least, the kobolds. And then
Sure.
there's more to it than that, of course.
Can't rob this cute couple.
Like, 15,000 gold, though.
Come on.
Look, I'll rob anybody, but this is fucking dicey, dude.
I mean, just, like,
Yes, the
assuming
moral
that-
compass.
assuming that the spinning, like, version is, like, a pretty faithful, like, you know, replica of it, Fia's gonna just sort of, like, look, you know, kind of, appraise it, for lack of a better term. And just kind of take a look. And then I'm gonna just kind of nod to myself a little bit. Okay. Well, I think we're definitely, you know, I'm for sure interested in the bird. I
Good.
think, you know, we may be interested in, are we interested in anything else aside from the axe that we can't currently afford?
Out of character, I want the bag of holding, but
Yeah.
the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he doesn't want to pay
Um,
for it.
So,
How much was the bag again?
1.5.
1,500.
1,500.
Okay.
So, you know, I think if we could maybe see what the stuff that we would like to trade in is worth,
Yes.
maybe then we could decide if we're interested in anything else
Okay.
and maybe work out a deal.
Okay. Vindo? Vindo looks up. He's kind of
Huh?
almost
Come
done.
on, be good to us.
Almost done. The lantern would be worth the most. I would say I'll knock off 600 gold for that. We could make a tidy profit off that thing.
Holy fuck.
For the belt, though, 300 max. That's a rather nasty bite back. The cloak.
Is that part of it? Like a bite
Oh,
back?
wait,
How does
hurts
it work?
you, the user, as well as
Well,
hurting others?
If you mess up the whip, it will whip yourself.
Yeah, I found.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes
Shortly
sense.
magical item, but we can
I
sell it. We can
found
sell
that
it.
out.
Wait, I just remembered I have an item as well that you might be interested in.
Okay.
The Piper's pipe.
Toss it down.
Yeah. Hand it over.
Yeah. Get that.
Yeah.
Well, so far I would
Give us
say
the gold.
300 for the cloak, 300 for that one as well, the belt, and then 500 for that. So a total of 1.1k. We can knock off anything.
Holy
Wait.
shit.
600 for the lantern,
One's a feather over
300 for
this.
the belt, 300 for the cloak, and how much for the pipe?
500, right?
500. So
No.
11.
I haven't done the
I
pipe
haven't
yet.
done the pipe yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got it.
Saphira reaches into her pack and she pulls out both her whetstone and her pebble pet and sighs at her crap magic items. Stuff angrily stuffs the pebble pet back into her bag and then offers the whetstone to
Though.
see how
Mhm.
much that would be worth.
Is it
Kim's
still full?
identifying this one as
No,
well.
no,
Also-
we emptied it. With that crothic juice still in there.
What were they drinking?
I'd say 350 for the whetstone off the top, and then for the lantern, not the lantern, sorry, the piper one, 400.
So 1.850
So
or 1850. Sorry, I can't
Yes.
talk. Okay. That's
Okay.
a lot.
How about let's just say installments for the axe? We can send money in bird, golden bird every moon.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh.
What if we send you money every so often, and you,
13?
if somebody comes in, they can still buy it, and then we get our gold back, but you know that you've got somebody, like...
Too risky for us. You might not send the gold.
We have songs
We want to do
about
it in
this.
increments. Bring back more magic
Mm.
items like this, and we might be able to knock down the price.
So... Okay. I'd really love to get, like I said, I definitely want the bird, for sure.
Me too.
and if
I'll
I have to-
help with that.
Okay. I think we'd really be interested in that bag, though. That seems really useful. As well.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm fine giving up the lantern and the belt and the cloak because I was just carrying those. You guys, though, had the pipes and the stone. Are you
We'll give
willing
you
to
2,000
trade
for
those
it all.
in?
Those items will give you 2,000 for them all.
I'm fine with trading the pipe in. I mean, I wasn't planning on using it anyways, so.
Tafira, are you okay with giving away or selling your stone?
Your whetstone.
For 300 gold? Okay.
350.
50. Okay.
Okay.
You throw in all that lot, we'll knock 2,000 off. Means 300 gold up front if you want the bag and bear.
That sounds like a good deal, right? Right, Fia? You're good at these things.
Yeah, I'm. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Hold on. How does this bag work? Can you put a person in there? Like a small person?
Yes,
Can
they'll
you put a big
suffocate after a
person in
little
there?
while.
Oh
Oh.
my.
Doesn't have its own
Like
air.
how long? Do we
Yeah,
have
like
to
how
test that
long?
out?
I believe
Just as long as they
let
can
me-
hold
let
their
me check
breath?
it. I think it actually does say that.
If we go like
Oh, I
this,
didn't put the bag of
can we
holding on
shove air in there as they walk in?
Just bring
no.
a plastic bag in, hold some air.
Let's see, I'm
Put a
pretty sure
straw in the bag so they can breathe.
Well,
Okay.
Breathing creatures can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of
Snorkel.
creatures.
there you go.
Ah,
So 10
'cause they're
minutes of this
sharing
one
air.
creature. But you have to be able to fit
Oh.
inside it. It's about 2 feet in diameter, and then it's 4 feet deep. It's about 64
Okay.
cubic feet overall. So you'd have to be pretty.
2 by 4.
I'd
You
say
said 2 by
You
small.
have to
4?
be able to fold.
Well, you.
You gotta be able to get into like a tiny little. And
A
then you
creature that
get in.
can lean in. Yeah, like I would say a creature that's a maximum probably 4.5, 5 feet. You'd
God
probably
damn it.
tuck in there. Probably 5 feet.
Yeah, I can fit in there.
Yeah, I'd say
Timothy
Timothy
could.
and Fabio could. Of your group.
Cool.
All right.
Is that the deal you want to make?
Yeah, if we're okay with that.
All right, and you
Yeah.
get 2 minor enchantments for 2 magic weapons.
Oh, yeah. How does this work? What do we do?
Well, pass the weapon across.
Sophia offers her shitty axe.
Aww.
If you could. And then Darlux, all right. You see him bring out kind of unrolls this almost enchantment assortment. He picks up a couple of stones. You get him this little cube. He rushes them together, places them back down, begins casting a spell. Please roll a d20.
Oh,
Come
man.
on.
This is fun.
This is exciting.
Oh, my Lord.
Fun.
It's gonna be good.
There's no necessary bad rolls in this necessarily.
Oh boy.
Okay, good.
Oh boy.
Dwarven kind.
Nat 1.
Actually, well,
Oh no.
There's no bad rolls, actually.
Oh no.
you see as your axe shimmers magic. Ah. Would you like to know what it does?
Yes.
He looks at you. There's no refunds, by the way. You did mention it. I did mention it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Grits her teeth.
Oh
You're
boy.
going to have to attune to this thing. It will only answer to the owner of it. It is magical now. After between sleeps, you rest for a while. You're attuned to this thing. It'll, or you'll wake with a full beard. Nice healthy beard.
If you shave it,
You can shave it, of course, but
it'll just come back?
every time you rest, yes. Enchantment of dwarven kind. It's actually highly. Believe it or not, this is a highly sought after one. A lot of people are very happy with this.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
I think
God.
that sounds pretty amazing. Is there
Axe is ruined.
You don't have to attune to it. You can use it as a standard axe. But attuning to it technically turns it into a magical item, so if anything is resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, it wouldn't be. So it does have a very good benefit still there underlining, but you will have a beard.
So I'm not really familiar with enchantment, so forgive me for maybe sounding a little stupid about this, but you said that we got 2 enchantments, and let's just say hypothetically that maybe the beard is not necessarily an enchantment that we would want. Would we be able to use the other enchant? Oh, okay.
Can't remove it. No refunds.
Well,
Of course you are. It's up to you whether you wish to attune to it at all.
yeah.
I think that's a rather good one, really. Maybe not in you, my dear, but
What do you mean?
well, I
You
mean,
can pull off a beard
Really
big
nice.
time.
she could pull off a beard. Doesn't look too happy about it. But there's a lot of people in this city that wish they could grow a beard. This is the
Basil's
key.
gonna like touch his face.
Oh shit. When you say a full beard, just out of curiosity, when you say a full beard, do you just mean like this, or is it like?
Well, it's probably about this.
long
Not as long as his. He looks at. Well, actually, no. Timothy doesn't have a beard, does he?
No,
No.
I'm shaved.
He looks like. Oh,
What kind of
well,
axe does Timothy have?
he doesn't have an axe. Do you? You have a maul?
I have a
you have
hammer, yeah.
Your warhammer, yeah. Well, what other item would you like?
Does anybody else wanna?
Yeah,
Got a
I'll
free
roll the
enchantment.
dice on this shit.
Yeah,
Here you
Scold's
go.
not
What would
here,
you like?
so I
What
get
would you like to do?
Go, Fabia, go.
It'd be big
Um,
buddies.
It'll
I'll
be
give-
big eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hope so.
Bushy
I'll give him
brows.
the short sword.
Okay. Put the short sword on the table. He mutters the same kind of spell. Please roll a d20.
Come on.
8.
8. Interesting. A minor enchantment of leading. If you were to put this on a flat surface, the weapon will spin to point in a particular direction. What that direction is, I'm not too sure, but it might lead its owner to a place of interest. It's a rather enigmatic one, but it almost works like a compass.
Saphira really grunts loud enough for everyone to hear.
I know, I'm so glad that you're happy for me. Like, pats her on the back. Says, that's
You
great.
know-
Thanks, bud.
I haven't been to Ulbridge before, and it seems really lovely. Would you happen to know if there's a weaponsmith around anywhere?
Yeah, that would be
Yes,
great, actually.
I would like one.
Yes, though not on the surface. Where are they? The brothers. I believe they're down in Ulbridge. You have to go down into the Ulbridge and you'll be able to find them. There's a little blacksmithery down there. What are their names? They're run by a couple of an elf and a dwarf that are down there. They run it together. It's a bowyer and a blacksmith. Up on top, no one really buys weapons. They're given them by the military if they join the military. So would you be able to find the one down there? Rather good blacksmith.
DM,
Yes.
can can somebody else attune to my axe? Like, say, for instance, could Basil attune to Saphira's axe, but Saphira still use it as if it's just an axe?
No.
Everyone's
They would
like
have to-
waiting with bated breath.
I
Like,
know, I wanted the
Technically,
rapscallion
yes,
Basil arc.
Yeah.
But she'd have. I mean, if yes, I would say you could, but Basil would have to be like, for the sake of the fun of it and the real cool, I'll say that you'd have to go sleeping beside it. Basil it would need to be kind of in your vicinity.
reaching out and touching it or
fuck.
like cuddling it at
And
night.
one person can attune to it at any time, or
Yes. Yeah. Can I reach
how
into
how
one
does
person?
the attunement? How does one
Attune?
reattune for another person? Yes.
It takes 10 minutes to attune to an item. During said 10 minutes, you're practically magically connecting to it, and you can only attune up to 3 items.
How do you unattune?
By tuning to something new or else, or just spending another 10 minutes unattuning. Unless it has a curse, in which case There's a whole magical ball game of that.
I'm trying to remember. You can only attune to 2 things, yeah?
3.
3, I think.
3.
Basil's gonna attune to it, and then he's gonna FaceTime Affy.
Also, by the way,
Yeah,
that's
sure, dude.
3
Wild on the road, right?
excluding... It excludes your legacy item. Your legacy item is a free achievement slot. Separate.
Oh.
Yeah, everyone will get a
Nice.
legacy item at some point in the campaign, most likely. So it's a free item that's associated with your origin.
Nice.
Well, but yeah, you could head to that blacksmith. Not sure if there's anyone.
Sounds good.
Well, I guess if we have the bird, if we have tack, you said it was called.
Yes.
Yeah, if we have tack and we find stuff when we're out, right? We could always just send you a message and let you know what we found to see if you're interested
good
in it.
idea.
Okay. It'd be hard for me to
Right?
really understand its magical properties from that distance, but I trust that you
Oh,
wouldn't.
that's true.
I mean, you could, if you have anyone that can do it yourselves, then maybe you could relay it to me, and I can give you a ballpark figure.
Or I guess we can just keep doing what we're doing, which is pick up everything and then,
Come back.
That's true indeed. You can.
come back. Okay.
Okay. Well, we're doing business with you. Let me give you things. He heads into the back curtain room, Cadvan. And he's gone for probably about 5 or so minutes before you see him return through the curtain. And he's left a bag of holding on the desk because he had it with him. So that would be in there. And then he brings in this little pendant. It's like a gold coin with a magpie on it. He hands out to you.
How big is it?
It's the size of a
Like the
gold
size of
coin,
a coin?
but probably twice as thick.
Okay.
Hands out to you. Choose a command word. The next words you say will be the command word, by the way.
Just do like a bird noise. Bakak! Right? Or I don't know.
Don't make a
what's your
sound unless
favorite Well, we just suggest stuff until. Oh, sure. Right. Okay.
Meanwhile, bag of holding. Here you go.
Yeah.
I don't actually have the bag of holdings thing. I have to add it to Roll20, so I can do that for next week. But you can Google bag of holding 5e, and you get the item if you don't know what it does. But if you are wondering what it does, to anyone that doesn't know, it's essentially a bag which may look like a normal bag, but it can hold up to 500 pounds in it, but it only weighs 15 pounds.
Wow.
64 cubic feet. Essentially, it is a way of bringing big, heavy items or just a lot of items around with you at any point.
Cool.
One thing I should warn you about, if you do find another bag of holding, never put them together.
What happens?
Well, it will destroy the items and then open a gate to the astral plane and suck you in.
How do you know that?
Yeah. Why do people know that? If it sucks you in, if the person who does it gets sucked in, then like who's left
It's a good question.
to spread that info?
I've never wondered that. I was just told it. Maybe it doesn't do it. Maybe you should try it. Don't try it in the shop though, please. Or did you have another one?
All right.
Well, thank you for
No, thank you
the
for the
items
business.
and the life story and the lovely hospitality from you and your husband.
Of course. Of
Fia's
course.
gonna look around
Okay.
and she's gonna hold the coin up and she's gonna whisper the word. I'm not gonna whisper it because I won't pick it up. She's gonna whisper the word flutter
Okay.
and see what happens.
You'd see as the coin extends up like cylindrical for a moment, and then these wings spin out of it, and you just see as this mechanical magpie forms out of the coin itself, and it's resting on your palm. It's only small,
Wow, super cool.
but you've got it. It's got the little kind of letter box. It's wide enough just to kind of fit a full small letter in it, and then a little coin slot. And it's let's have a.
Nice.
Oh, it makes noise.
Of course, I programmed that. It's weird when
Pat its
mechanical
little
things don't
head.
make noises.
Just gonna pet its little
Doesn't
head.
react to the petting. Didn't think
Okay.
to program that in, but
High
would think it does.
tech. Yeah, no. Okay. What do I do to make it go back to the?
We'll say the word again.
The coin.
Oh, okay. Will he just like sit in my hand? Does he like walk around or? I don't want to like.
It doesn't have much personality, but a little bit. It'll watch around a little bit. You see its head kind of swiveling around, taking in information. It's very good at gathering information. Not that it's good at necessarily relaying that information, but it's good for taking. If you ever need to send a letter to me, you don't even have to say my. You just have to say my name. It already knows my location.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna just leave it out and just hold it for a little bit.
All right. Should we go to the blacksmith brother guys down below?
I think so, yeah.
Sure.
Sounds your oyster.
I
I'll
would
give
like
you a
to check
list
out
of
the
like.
blacksmith.
I'll give you almost a list of. I can do this for next week. A list of, or I can read out some of their names now. A list of all of the different shops and locations of interest in the town, in case like you wanted to pre-think anywhere you wanted to go.
What time is it?
Probably about. I said it was 4:30, and you're a couple hours away, so probably about 6:45.
Yeah, what time did you guys need to like say what up to that guy?
Oh, yeah, the Baron, right?
Yeah, that's the word. That guy.
We could probably do it in the evening, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think he's here. He's not really going anywhere, right? Like, he's got to do Baron
Baron
stuff,
stuff.
Baroning kind of things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, I don't know. Like, tell people what to do, probably.
We should give
Um,
him the axe. They'll take him way more seriously if he's got just like a full-on beard. You know?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like,
not give it to him.
overnight.
You definitely need to
Yeah.
sell it to him, but yeah.
Can you imagine he wakes up and
Sophia.
he's just.
To be fair, you can still use the axe. You don't have to achieve
Yes,
it. Just to let you know.
I know. Do you think you will buy it for 15,000 gold?
If you sell it hard enough.
We could, make it
Try.
sound really cool.
Yeah.
For
We just need some paint.
persuasion.
We just need to paint it like a kooky color. Rich people love that shit. Just paint it a wacky color and
We
then be
did
like, it gives
gold.
you a beard, and he'll eat that shit up.
Maybe
Just
not him, but anyone in this town actually might.
That's fair.
Yeah.
They don't
Where
want.
do I get paint for an axe?
Oh. Maybe there's like a. Oh, wait. It's sort of similar, not really, I guess, but like there's bard guilds and stuff, right? When they know about performing and they might have like the paints or know where we could get like they might have
Yeah.
artists or
We
whatever.
could try. I mean,
don't
I'd
know.
love to stop in there anyways, so.
Fabio looks up like, wait, are we actually doing this? This is very exciting.
We could, I mean, the worst
Do
he
it.
says is no, he doesn't want to buy it, and then you just have an axe that is painted real cool.
It's true.
And gives me a beard. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
So where would you like to go, sorry?
We're going
Uh,
to the bard. What now are we going to?
There's bards
There's-
guilds, or
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Or
mean,
the blacksmith.
obviously the only reason I said the blacksmith was in case you just wanted to buy a whole new great axe.
Well, I still want to go there.
Me
Yeah.
too. I want to get a
Okay.
different weapon.
I want to go
if I
to
can.
the Underbridge just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how would we get down? Like, do we know how to?
So you would know this,
There's
Basil.
stairs. Like, is there? Like,
On the map where
Subway.
the large overhanging bridges are, there's almost archways and walkways between those. There's stairs that lead down into Underbridge from those locations. So any of the four
Perfect.
towers, you can head down.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
Stairs
I would
and
lead
ramps.
us to the nearest one then.
Okay.
Lead you guys. I've been here before, so just stick with me confidently.
Have you? Have you been here a lot?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I stayed here before, meeting you guys. Well, you and Saphira.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I like it here.
So you probably know somewhere good to stay and stuff, right? We don't have to like ask around for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know someone who will buy this? And she gestures to her axe.
Joe, could I think of anyone who might be interested in being swindled a little bit in this town?
In the noble district? Yeah, I would say you'd most people look like they might be able to be swindled. They're
Okay,
rather
yeah.
pompous. They're rather kind of to
Yeah.
themselves. You might occasionally see the rich military type that probably wouldn't look as like they're as approachable, but there's plenty of kind of plump people and people that look a little bit powdered up and whatnot.
Hmm.
Did you meet anybody that like would want to give us 15,000 gold for no reason?
Well,
We're looking for
I
someone
mean-
who is very, very rich and very, very stupid.
you know,
Also, that
If
they
you
can
come out-
try the
That cannot
Crustic
grow here.
Ale.
You've got so just some of the places on the top end. I'll go down like a fast list of them, so you have an idea where you can go. There's 3 noble houses, but you don't really know much about those right now. There's the Overlook Inn, which is one of the richer inns at the top. Cadventurers. You've got Bugle's Bakes, which is a bakery. You've got
Cute.
Sar Ritha Milor, which is a kind of a fine silken and tailor shop. In the central district, you've got the military barracks, you've got the House of Voices, you've got the Temple of Xeris, you've got the Crestfall, the Wolfguard, Hyloma, and the Vahazi embassies. And in the eastern section, you have every Corner Explorers Guild and Museum. You've
Ooh.
got Tillif's Harps, which is a bard college. You've got the Dry Spells, which is a movement against magic. You've got the Dockworking Guild of 995, which is a dockworking guild formed in 995. You have a single tier upon a cheek theatre, which is an illusion actors guild. The Real Guild, which is a fishing guild. All Weathers Courier Service. The Signet Bank, which is a banking chain.
Ooh,
The Written
shit.
Word, which is a kind of a literary bards college. And then you have then you have Underbridge and whatnot, which probably would be a harder place to sell
Mhm.
an axe.
Yeah.
Or magic item.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Ulbridge is full of people who would probably spend money on unnecessary things, I think. So I don't think
People
you'd
who-
have a
Lead the
Super
way.
Want to try
difficult
that
time.
Crustic Ale? And then maybe while they're under the influence, we're like, by the way, how about 15,000 gold?
I could draw them in with my music.
Wow.
We could just sell some stuff, make that 15,000 gold, get
This is a
secure her
good
dream
idea.
axe.
Let us go to the rich bar.
But first, let's go to either the blacksmith or the bard's guild to get the paint, whichever.
I guess blacksmith, because you guys want to go there anyway, right? Like we could just go to the
Yeah,
blacksmith.
Timothy and I
And
want to
Go
go.
find what it
But
looks
out
like.
of curiosity, do you think the blacksmith would actually sell any kind of like
Oh, we could try.
product to try and change the axe? Well, let's go find out, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you would see underneath the kind of where the giant pillars head down, you'd find the familiar staircase, pass by people. There's a bunch of people going in and out of the stairs and the ramps, bringing back like horse-drawn carriages that kind of pull down there full of, or more like carts full of supplies and stuff that they get transported down below. But heading down the stairs, it's mostly lit up with torches or windows that head out along the side of the pillars themselves. The pillars are pretty thick, so you can fit a bunch of houses all around them, various staircases that head down, winding staircases towards the center that work their way down toward the bottom. The houses are tight and put together. There's no real space between. There's not really alleyways in this part. And it's mostly you're having to dodge and weave between. It's like being in rush hour kind of traffic a lot of the time. Or rush hour like people traffic, I should say. Where you're moving aside from horses and carts going past and everything. As you kind of go further down into Underbridge, you pass by one of the bigger buildings is a tavern that kind of protrudes outward at the top of this kind of winding stair area. This one is called the Underale Tavern. You would see also that under the actual bridge itself, less so down the pillars, there's almost huge stretches of buildings and streets built underneath the actual full bridge itself.
Cool.
That don't head down toward the water. Along those and walking along that way, you'd eventually come across a with its own pipe that goes up onto the top surface of the bridge. You'd see this this forge and this house that's been built and kind of weaved together. It's almost in the shape of like a semicircle, almost cylindrical in a way where it goes along a bit. And over the top, you'd see this muscular arm and a bow kind of wrapped inside, and it says "Brothers of Brawn and Bows." Outside, you'd see an elvish man kind of fletching some arrows together. He's a dark elf. Dark elves in my world, the different types of elves are you've kind of got the wood and high elves, which, as you'd imagine, them quite fair-skinned. Dark elves in my world are pale. They're absolutely pale because they've lived below the surface for most of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
The snow elves are kind of got a lighter blue skin, and then you have some of the woodland elves of the north and east who have a darker, come on, more skin more familiar with a dark elf. So this is a very pale, with fair hair, well, actually it's black hair, kind of weaving backwards across his back, and he's creating these arrows. He looks at you as you approach. Other customers. And out from the back room, you see this soot-covered, with just a goatee, no other beard, and kind of shaved, just one kind of ponytail of hair going down his back. Black as well. You see this dwarf kind of approach out, quite thick of shoulder. Hi. How do you do there? Here to buy something?
Fantastic. Yes, we would love to look at your
Bless you.
wares and
Thank you.
Hey, I mean, you've got what else to sell. What do you need?
Basil's gonna shift eyes nervously. Like a sword would be cool.
Hey? Yeah, you can do it, sword. Shape you want a broadsword, a short sword, a long sword, great sword.
Oh.
What do you want? A bastard
Oh
sword.
boy. What do you think would fit me? And he just like tries to stand up like kind of confidently, like.
Do you think I'm a
heroically.
fucking tailor? What do you mean by that? Not making
Oh.
armor around you. What do you what do you mean?
I guess a long sword would be cool.
Do you think you can wield a long sword?
Well, why not?
He heads into the back, brings out this very kind of finely. You'd see the way dwarvish blades and weapons are made is a kind of a thicker handle, and the blade at the bottom is wider by the actual hilt, and then it goes upward. He brings out a long sword of dwarvish make, holds out his hand, points it across to you. Are you proficient in long swords or weapons?
Yeah. So proficiencies in longsword, rapier, short sword, and simple
All right.
weapons.
So he hands out to you,
Yeah.
and if you take it, it would feel pretty decent in your hand. You feel like you're familiar with it, and you could wield it pretty well.
Okay. I would take it, give it a few, kind of like see how it feels in my hand.
Hey, I would say you wield that all right.
I'm gonna put the bird back into a pendant, and then I want minor illusion Basil with the sword, right?
Okay.
So that he can see
Oh,
like what he looked like. Just like
Hey,
there's a little Basil with a sword.
Do I look cool in this illusion?
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think?
So.
Is it too big? Should I get like a short sword or maybe like a rapier? or,
Interrupting
like...
you, the dark elf
Uh-huh.
looks directly at you, Fabia. Largo,
Oh shit.
am I right?
Yeah. Hi.
I've never
Dark
seen...
elf, right?
Right. I've never seen one of your kind come out of the forest.
Yeah, they don't want me there anymore, so, what are you gonna do?
Similar story to me. Well,
Nice. She like bro fists him.
he doesn't reach his fist up.
Oh my
Ah,
god!
come on. She bro fists herself.
Oh, so cute.
I get it.
Oh. He looks across you. I remember you.
In
Oh,
Elvish,
swivels.
in Elvish, she'll
shit.
respond to him. That doesn't surprise me.
He never she responds. Well, I understand why you were exiled.
Oh, come on. You don't gotta be like that.
I meant no offense. If anything,
Thea tries
your,
to act like she doesn't understand
your
Elvish.
skills are better in cities than in a wood.
Sometimes you're not born where you're supposed to be. Am I right?
He goes back to comment. Don't sell him the shoddy stuff. And he goes back to kind of fletching his bow. The arrows around it. You see the dwarf step up to you, take the longsword off you. Hey, passes into the back and comes up with a much nicer one. You can see it's kind of sharpened a lot better. He goes, "Hey, this is a new one. There you go."
Oh, cool.
Joking,
DM
Rosarang.
question.
Yep.
Is there a difference between short sword and long sword with like proficiencies or anything like that? Like, would it
Yes.
make a difference? Okay.
Longsword, you must use strength.
Okay,
to-
then I don't want that.
You don't want that.
No.
Wow, that answers
No,
that.
definitely not. Is short sword dex?
I believe so. Is it? It might be a.
Or what's rapier,
like a-
right? Those are your...
rapier,
It's
yeah.
Dex for
If
me.
you,
Short
yeah,
sword.
yeah. Longsword is
Okay.
longsword. You can use. I believe it's. You can use it in two hand as well, though. Is the benefit of a longsword.
Okay.
Which
I
becomes a
see.
1d10 from a 1d8. If you'd like, by the way,
Uh-huh.
if you would like to buy like a rapier, but you'd actually
Yeah.
rather it be like a broadsword, we will use the same stats for a rapier, but it's a broadsword, so it looks a little nicer and looks a little more sword-like.
Yeah, that would be
If
cool.
you prefer something like that, you can easily do that. I think rapier itself kind of just limits that section. It could be a cutlass, similar to like a anywhere from kind of like a scimitar-like cutlass, or more like a Western one that you'd see generals use, or one a pirate might use, or you could use the broadsword, which is kind of a midway between a short sword and a kind of a thicker blade. But it's pretty
Yeah.
much the same as it'll do the same damage as a rapier. It's kind of using the same.
Okay. That sounds good. The broadsword / rapier stats.
Yeah.
Weapon.
Yeah. Okay. He heads back inside and he comes out with one that fits the description like that. Similar, but it's a bit of a thicker blade. Definitely not as long. He passes it around to you. You feel like you can swing that one a little better. It doesn't feel like it's as heavy. It feels like it's more comfortable in your hands.
Perfect. How much for this?
Is that the only thing you want?
Well, he's gonna look to the group. Hey, do you guys want anything?
Hey, is there anything you can do to spice up this axe a little bit? Make it look a bit more interesting. Change color, maybe. And she
Hey.
offers the bear axe.
I could probably I could do something that takes it.
I could paint a beard on it.
I could put like etching a design to it, or maybe do some dwarven wraps, make it look like it's dwarven made. I could change the blade around a little bit, sharpen it the sides of it, make it look a little bit better, really.
And change it so that it is. It looks
Make it so a
Magical.
pansy would really want it. Yeah.
right. Make it look really magical, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Alright. I can do that in the next few hours if you like.
Very good.
Okay.
How much?
If I'm adding any bits to it, but not really going to improve it, just make it look fancier. 4 gold pieces.
Oh shit, dude.
Okay, let's do it.
And for that broadsword, let's say 18. She's away from the camera. Pops the Grex down. Anything else?
You guys need anything?
So
I'm good.
Did you want to come here?
I have a
Timothy?
request. Yeah, I have a request, but it might take a while, so you guys can head out while I get what I need done. If that's all right.
Do you want us to go? Like, we wouldn't just leave you.
Oh no, I'll be fine. It might take a while. It's
Alright.
fine.
He wants to be alone. Let him do his
Are
thing.
you gonna you're gonna geek out over making
yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Wait, where are we gonna meet? We don't even know anywhere to go to. Meet at is there like a landmark, a fountain, a something?
I mean, we all know where the axe store. Well,
We can
We
meet
could
at
meet at the magic store.
Magic Boy.
Yeah.
Meet back.
Yeah, that.
All right. We'll do that. We'll meet back at the magic store in.
Give you an idea
How
as well
long-
for your sake of you guys. That's the Overlook Inn right next to it. And then the tailor shop is just above it, and then the bakery is just next to it as well. It's just like the shopping court.
Okay. So
Oh,
if we
okay.
if we were gonna stay at the inn anyway, we would have seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's just meet at the inn.
Yeah, let's do that.
Great. Fabio will disappear.
You gonna do your breath?
No.
Okay,
Just like
sorry, yeah.
she'll just like because you said everything's
Project.
really compact, right? If this is like a all right, yeah, we can split up, then she'll just fucking go.
All right. Yeah, as you slip away, you're left alone there, Timothy. Hey, so it's going to take a long time. What do you need?
Well, it's gonna seem like an odd request, but I found
Okay.
armor plates a while ago that I'd want to sort of reinforce myself with, but
Okay.
I want to do it. I don't have a forge or an anvil handy.
Where are you from?
I'm from Undersun.
How long have you been away?
How long have I been away? How long has it been?
For you, maybe only a month or so. You didn't really get detracted on the way, right? So maybe a month.
Okay.
Month and a bit, maybe 2.
Barely any time. Maybe a month and a half.
I've got family there myself.
Do you?
Hey. I work in
what's
one
their
of the
name?
lower tunnel. What's the whole entire family or my family name?
Your family name? Maybe I
Iron
know
Sun.
some of them. Do I know Iron Sun?
You'd know them as miners, which work in not the same tunnels as your family, but a little further down.
Okay. Would I know like any of them though?
Yeah, I would say you'd know, let's say, Braun Iron Sun.
I know some Iron Suns. Braun?
I don't know Braun, he's my cousin.
I know him.
Well, family's family then. Hey, he looks at the forge. This thing's gonna take me a while anyway, so I'd say you could use it. Hey, just if you're gonna pay for the material.
Oh yeah. No
Hey.
worries.
If you
Just
break
a heads
anything,
up,
you'll pay
I'm-
for that, right?
Yeah. Just a heads up. I'm not the best, but I get it done.
What are you working with?
What do you mean?
Well, you said you've got your own materials.
Oh, I'm gonna pull out the armor plates I found in the Truthic mine.
The mithril ones, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
Olaf, get a look at that. He looks up. You see him kind of glint, look across it. Is that real mithril?
I'm hoping so.
You need any help making whatever you're making? I'll do it for free. I've never had the chance to work with mithril.
Wow.
I'd say we should work on this together then.
What is it you like to make?
I sort of hit my armor, beef this thing up a bit, hopefully. Anything left over, we'll see.
Well, the amount you got there, we could probably make a decent one. Depends what you want, though. A better chainmail or fully plated armor?
Ooh.
I'd say plate could be good.
It'll take longer. But
We
we're
got time, we're in no rush.
in and out for over the next course of 4 days, I'd say. Working, several hours a day.
I could maybe take some time, tell them, see if we have that much time, then head
Hey.
back.
And whilst you're away, I'll work on it a little bit myself. Make sure that, give you some downtime. Just please let me use mithril.
I mean, I'm excited to use it as you are, so
Oh.
Hey. Any designs you want on it? Olaf can do that.
do I have like a family crest?
Do you? Would you like one?
It's just
I
hammers.
would. I
everywhere.
didn't think of it. I would guess my family would.
If
I
you
never
want to
thought
think
of
of it
making
for
one.
a future week, you can.
Yeah, I'll probably think about it
Okay.
over this next week.
Hey, you just tell Olaf what you want. He can make it look all neat. All right. Well, do you want to leave that with me? You're gonna go and tell your friends, or?
Yeah, I'll leave it here. You could look it over. I'll be back in no
takes
time.
it, and you see this kind of excited look on his face, and he heads into the.
Oh.
All right, see you soon. All right. The rest of you are up by the Overlook Inn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You heading inside?
Tommy would
I
wait
mean,
until she saw like other people.
she's tapping her foot like, why are they taking so long? I've been here forever waiting for them. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anywhere else that we want to go to the inn? Do you want us to actually sell all the bits that we found, like, or
You
can
can
we
say you
just say
spent an
we...
afternoon. Though
Yeah.
I would probably do
I mean-
if you can do that more of a general check of like persuasion.
Okay. Or we
for each
can-
one, it'd be a persuasion for each one to see how much kind of gold you got off it. Because it doesn't, if it's something's worth something, it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean you're going to get.
Yeah,
that
for
price.
sure.
You might get more.
I just don't know if we want to actually be like, let's take the silks. Taylor, he sells silks.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll see if we like. If we want to,
Yeah,
I'm
if you do
down.
for the
I
sake
don't
of
really
time,
care.
you can skip
But,
past all that kind of stuff, and we can just do
like-
it. That's fine by me.
I think that makes sense because we've got like the silks and the painting and like all
Yeah.
kinds of
That
just like
silverware,
random shit.
and
Yeah.
apparently, wait,
For-
hey Joe, can you before we do that, can you please explain to chat what that painting is a painting of?
Hold on, I wrote this down, but I didn't write it down anywhere on my notes. So give me a second, and I will.
I think you wrote it in
If you
our
want
chat.
to, though, in the meanwhile, if you want to roll your various. Sorry, we didn't actually have a break today. I apologize for that. I didn't realize the time was
That's
going ahead
Oh,
of me.
good.
It's all good. I think we've all just been
Just been going in and out. Yes.
fluttering
Yeah,
out to the
RPD.
bathroom when we've needed to go.
Yeah.
If you want to do an individual roll, so what are you trying to say? So you got the painting? Or
We got
persuasion
a
check?
painting.
Yeah.
We have. Do we get like advantage because we're helping each other?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. I guess I'll. Who has higher persuasion?
Not
Probably
Um,
Basil.
Not me.
Mine is a 5 proficiency plus my charisma 20
Mine
So you
is.
got plus 10.
plus 10
Oh,
total.
yeah, mine's
Wait,
only.
what
I
did you
think
say
a
yours
plus.
is? It's. Are you-
So
are
my
you-
charisma
yeah.
is plus 4, and then my persuasion has a 5 next to it.
Oh, then yours is just a plus 5.
Yeah.
Although it should be more
Mine
than
is
that.
a.
I think your stats
Yeah,
are
it should be more than that, right? Because mine's an 8 with
because
proficiency.
it would be 4 plus your
I don't
proficiency,
know.
unless you have Jack of all trades, in which case it'd be much higher.
I do have Jack of all trades.
Yeah, but did you? Which one did you select for Jack of all trades?
I don't remember.
That'd give you a really high. Whatever your rogues and
Performance is my highest, so I don't know. Maybe I put it there.
so persuasion, you'd have a few. Persuasion will be. You said you got 20 in charisma.
Mhm.
That's 5, and then it'll be
So
plus your
5.
proficiency, which I think is a plus 3 right now.
Yeah.
So you should have a plus 8.
Oh,
Okay. I guess we both have a plus 8. We take turns rolling, because then it's not on one of us, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like then we don't take the
So
blame.
should I just mentally do plus 8 to whatever my persuasion roll is? Is that what we're choosing here? Or wait, no.
Yes.
Wait.
You can roll a d20 plus 8 if you prefer that.
Okay.
Oh,
let's do
we'll do
that.
that.
Oof. 10.
So which one
But
are you selling with that? You have to.
advantage.
So yeah. Well, it's gonna be with advantage, and
Okay.
also tell me what you're selling kind of individually. So like, you selling the silks, the
s-
painting, etc.
This. Hold on. Let me look at the list again. Let's go with we have like silverware. I remember.
Yep. Roll
found-
persuasion with advantage to sell.
Okay. I'll try to sell the silks.
Okay. You sell the silks. Do you want to sell the silverware? OG, what you do?
Hold on. I'm finding the list. There we go.
21.
Okay.
21. You
Nice.
get the full price for it.
Okay, so that's. Hold on. I gotta write it down. So that's 300 for the silks. Then we have a box of stolen silverware, roughly 150. So
Okay. Roll with advantage.
I'll do that one. Natural 20. 28. Boy, they really
Wow.
want that silverware, man.
I'd say you double the price, get 300 gold. For a 20,
Fuck
roll
yeah,
a 28.
dude.
You get 300 gold for it.
Okay, what else is left? Silverware. Expensive goblet with gold trimming, 15 gold.
Okay. Roll a persuasion. They throw that in with the silverware. Just add on an extra 15.
All right.
Double onto that, so 30 gold.
Okay.
Because it'll be.
Sorry,
it's
I
gonna
should have
take
actually
forever.
read the entire list. I know.
Well, let's just do it. Let's just do it because otherwise it's going to take forever. Let's just do a general for the rest of it. General, just persuasion with advantage.
All right, it's stolen jewelry worth 550 and a stolen painting worth 30.
Okay.
Is what's left because you
The
did the
painting,
silks,
by
right?
the way,
Bree?
is it depicts a bunch of goblins drawn naked in Renaissance poses coming out of a cave.
Oh my god.
One stands clothed above them, holding up a scepter.
I was tempted to say we should keep it for silk and be like, hey, do you want to decorate? Here you go, man. Yeah. Okay. So 550 gold worth of jewelry plus 30 gold.
Roll the persuasion check.
painting.
I'm ready for it.
Should we both roll?
Are you selling separate
Ready
things?
for-
The
No,
advantage is because you're
probably
helping
not.
each other.
Okay, perfect. You go ahead, Fiat.
Oh God. Oh. Natural 20.
Another nat 20. Holy shit.
Yes.
With the gems, then I would say you get about 900 gold for all of the gems.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
Wow.
And the painting, you find a seller that wants to buy it for 120 gold. They really like it. God,
They
yes,
love-
I've got to
They
put
love
this on my shelf.
Renaissance goblins.
Oh shit. Amazing.
Aw, that's lovely. I'm
You got a lot
happy it
of
went to a good home. Yeah, we did. Now we just got to figure out what to do with the weird bounties, and we're halfway to the axe. I don't know. We're not halfway to the axe. We're a way to the axe.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we would do that and then go to the inn, right?
Yeah.
Peddling our wares
to you.
awkwardly. Sure, let's do it.
Did you want to break, by the way, everyone, today? Because we'll probably play for about. It just depends what you get up to in the session today. We're nearing the 3-hour mark, but we can play for probably another half an hour if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm happy just to push through, but if
Yeah,
everyone-
let's go.
Push
Yeah,
through, let's just
yeah.
push
Happy
through.
to-
Do it.
Through.
Get in that inn. Get in there.
Get
Open that
in
door.
there.
So,
Open the door. Get some ale.
Timothy, you'd have arrived back by the time they're selling all that stuff and whatnot. You'd have eventually arrived back there, probably earlier. Fabi, you've probably been waiting for them all just to sell everything this whole time.
Well, I was figuring that I probably took some time because I'm just like fascinated by
the culture.
by just like the dark underbelly of any town
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
in. So I probably just kind of walked around and
Some of the places you would have noted them would be you would have probably found places like you would have come across Underair again. You would have come across a place called Fogg's Tavern, which looks almost parliamentary down below. It's a tavern that's been converted into almost like a courthouse. You would have seen Hounds and Goods, which is a pet shop and general store. And you'd also seen that deep below, there's another section which is you have to go through kind of an airlock set of doors to get down there. And it's called Below Water. And it's essentially the place, it's the slums of the city. It's
okay.
everyone who lives underneath the water level of the river, deep in the deepest parts of the pillars. But those are the
Okay.
places of note. So, entering into the Overlook Inn, you would see this is the fanciest inn you've probably ever been in.
Ooh.
Essentially, when you enter, you would see there's kind of tall ceilings, and it smells almost perfumed. You would see in the far distance, the kind of bar itself has more numerous kind of wine bottles and all sorts on the back of it, as opposed to just your tankards of ale. It's very fancy. The outer walls are lined with kind of hard maple wood. The floor is marbled, floor tiles. You'd see that there's only a couple of tables being served at this hour, and they do have service in terms of waiting staff that are dressed in kind of finer clothing and actually bringing the food and wine glasses and drinks to the tables. It's more like a restaurant, which is not that common in the D&D kind of world. You'd see on every table they have cloth over the table, white cloth with all manners of cutlery lined up to have beside the plates that you would order. And behind, you'd see kind of over near where the actual bar is, there's an organ, and it's being played by a bard who's kind of just slowly playing and playing these solemn, slow songs. A Goliath, is behind the bar. A monocle in his eye, a suit kind of bow tie on, and this kind of draping suit. And he's just cleaning some glasses right now as you enter in.
This cannot be the right place.
Basil, this is where you ate like before? Is this where you stayed when you were on your way through?
No.
No.
You probably would have stayed with one of the bard colleges or
Yeah.
down in Underale or something like that.
No, this is definitely the nicest place I've ever been. I feel out of place.
I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna just see if I'm gonna just kind of prestidigitate anything that any little bit of dirt I see anywhere on my clothes, just like.
Okay. A man steps up to you. He's very kind of finely dressed, quite a long, thin neck human. Would you like a table?
Yes, I'd like a table. He tries to match his tone, thinking
Very
this is
well.
how the upper half speaks.
A table for how many?
Six.
Still fishing.
You guys schooled with us.
No, Skull would be still fishing.
Okay,
Yeah,
5,
for me,
please, if you would be so kind.
Very well, 5 people, indeed. If you would
Indeed.
follow me, he walks over towards you. See, now as you kind of get a bit further in, there's a big windowed section on the side, and it peers out across the river, where you can see all the various ships below and coming in. It's now kind of dusk, so you can see the sunset just fading away. It shines in really beautiful, and he gets you around this kind of rounded table with enough seats for all of you to sit down. They're cushioned velvet seats. Very fine dining.
Wow. Thank you. This is divine.
Of
Perfect,
course.
even.
Of course, anything. Would you like a series of drinks before you order your food?
He looks at everyone. Guys?
Do we see numbers anywhere of what anything costs, or is it one of those rich places where they're like,
Yeah.
They're just
surely if you're here, you don't
can
care how
afford
much it costs?
presumed.
Yeah.
I think maybe just one round of drinks while we decide.
Very well. Would you prefer the red, the white, or the pink?
I'm gonna look at Theo
I would prefer whichever one is sweeter out of
He
those.
looks towards
whichever.
you, Timothy. We do have some very fine ales as well for our dwarven customers.
Oh, thank God. Yes, one, please.
Thank God.
Very well.
Sophia raises her hand. She's like, another over here, please.
Yes, of course.
She looks really confused that she said please.
Of course, yes. One for your bodyguard as well. This is quite fine. All right.
Bodyguard.
Heads off and goes and gives the order in. You'd see a couple minutes later, you hear the organ as the guy's just playing at this bard. A kind of like claps between songs. You see this Goliath, broad,
Good.
doesn't really, very good, very good.
Okay.
This broad Goliath with his tiny bow tie steps up, his kind of pale stone-like alabaster skin, rings and puts the tray down. If there's anything else that you need, come to the bar. And he steps away, leaving a bottle and several glasses. There's 2 tankards of ale. The tankards themselves are made out of the same kind of dark maple wood. The ale is black inside, very still, doesn't have a head on it at all. Kind of like a stout.
All right.
And they just brought us a bunch of wine in glasses. Is that right?
Yep. Some
Start pouring it.
I don't know if Basil's ever had wine. Is
Likely
wine kind of it's nicer not...
Nobility drinks wine. A lot of it is watered down in a lot of places, but
Okay. He's on wine like this.
You might have tried wine, but watered down wine. This is actual wine. Yeah.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, it pours out into it's a red wine in the glasses.
I'm gonna, as I pour it, I'm gonna be like, well, as you can see, this is a very nice wine. It's very red, and it seems like it's going to taste absolutely
yes.
scrumptious.
She'll take some of the fur on her face and like twist it like it's a mustache.
Oh yes,
So
it looks
cute.
very delicious.
Basil's gonna
Darling,
take a lock of his hair
I'd
and
like
kind of go.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to toast us all. I think we've had such a smashing day. I'm gonna hold up my
Indeed,
glass.
You hear from behind you. Would you like me to get toasting glasses, which are a little bit more refined? Would crash.
Yes, that would be marvelous. Please.
Of course, yes. We have a rather lovely pheasant on display today. If you would like any food or anything.
I'm certainly hungry. What about you guys?
I'll be that guy. How much is the pheasant, sir?
Well, if you like the entire pheasant.
Like, if each of us wanted some pheasant, like, how much would that wind up being?
Oh, of course. That'd be 12 gold each. For the pheasant.
Cool, thanks.
Saphira coughs quite loudly into her excuse
You'd
me.
like a plate each of that, yes.
I don't really know that I'm that hungry.
Yeah, I just ate. I think I'm okay.
He kind of looks across you. Can everyone roll a deception check for me so he can determine whether you are. I'm going to roll an insight check from him.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Nice.
Nat 20!
Woo! High five, Fabia. I will not.
When it counts, I will not roll well.
Liars. Let's go.
So. Oof, 13.
Has everyone rolled there?
Yeah, I rolled
Yeah,
A,
yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
a bodyguard.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, thank God.
Of course. Yes, you must have just eaten, of course. I understand.
Wait. I'll try it. I can share it with you guys. I mean, we'll just try it, right? I mean, when in Ulbridge,
Yes,
as they say.
Of course. When in Ulbridge, of course.
Yes,
Of course.
yes.
Of course. Would you like anything with it? Some cheese, perhaps? Or maybe you would like one of our soups?
What would you recommend?
Would I
Castle's gonna
recommend?
spend like 100 gold on this meal.
Yeah.
Just trying to fit in. Yeah, whatever.
Yes, I'd recommend the soup.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yes.
It is Saratanzaya, which is an Elvish word to say. You would understand that
Chili.
as being Elvish for the ripened onion.
Oh.
No, that's Fabia that understands that.
No,
That's-
yeah, I know. I'm just out of character. Oh.
Thea gets it too.
I'll say it back to him and then go, delightful.
It is, isn't it? He heads off to go and get a plate of that. And
The
some
second he
pheasant.
leaves, I'll be like, it's onion soup. It's probably great, but just like FYI.
I've never done anything this fancy before. I mean, I'll cover the cost. I know I just ordered that, obviously. So
With everything that we made, we really all could eat here.
we should give ourselves a little,
It's just that
some R&R.
I don't want a beard.
Well, I think we'll find somebody. Okay, if nobody buys your axe, we can at least buy you a new one. Do you love that axe? Does that axe have sentimental value to you? What if we found
Literally was salivating over a different axe like
That's
a
true.
couple of
That is
hours ago.
when we
This
we could have, but we can just ask the blacksmith if he could make us a whole new axe. You could chuck the beard axe in the river. Well, don't
do that. I kind of want to try it, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to buy it, Basil?
No, I don't know. Do you think Affy would like a beard? I don't know.
We can find out. And I'm gonna touch the pendant
Oh God.
and be like, I'm just saying.
Hey, Joe. Is mithril something that could be made into a weapon?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be ordered into that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Your waiter returns. In front of you, he would place on this on kind of a tray this beautiful bowl, a ceramic bowl with soup on it, and you can see spices on the top, kind of like peppered and whatnot. And that's very rare. That's very expensive to get spices. He puts that down on the table, and then he brings across the Goliath. Brings across this pheasant. You just see him make these very fine kind of cuts, and then they put it onto a plate, and you just see it steaming on the plate in front of you. It's only about 2 small pieces of it.
Yep. Okay.
Hold on. He garnishes it with a little bit of basil.
Oh. Nice. He doesn't know my name, but that's cool. Oh, wow. This is fancy. Dig in, friends.
I'll take a sip of the wine. Do you
Very nice.
do you have any sort of dessert of any kind? Any?
Ooh.
Yes, of course.
Of course you do. Of course. What would today's dessert be?
Well, we have ordered some sour cream puffs from over at the Bugle's Bakes. Very nice. Or, alternatively, you can have the chocolate cake. And chocolate is
I'm
exceptionally
sorry.
rare.
Oh, baby.
Yes, we have chocolate cake over from Bugle's Bakes. A new bake, in fact. Cocoa
How
beans that have
much?
been ground fine into it. Very nice.
How
Because,
much for the chocolate cake?
For the entire chocolate cake or per slice?
Both.
Both,
course.
yes.
Well, per slice, you're talking 30 gold. If you like the whole cake, it'd be 300.
Wait, we didn't buy the bento box, did we? Fuck! Fuck! God damn it! Ah! Shit. Okay.
But
Does it look like Fia really wants a slice of chocolate cake?
I mean, it does. I just think, I really shouldn't. Thank you, though.
Of course, one must watch one's figure.
Of course,
Sir, where's the restroom? The bathroom.
Oh, yes, it's in the back.
Okay, perfect. Basil's gonna get up,
Okay.
but he's gonna sneakily stop the waiter.
Okay, yeah, he stops. Yes.
It's actually her birthday, and I'd like to order the slice of chocolate cake for her, please.
Yes, of course. Yes, a 30...
Thank you.
Right, very well, very well. Heads
Do you
off.
have any, candle or something you could, like, it's her birthday. Maybe you could...
Would you like me to
maybe
bring
we
a
can-
candle for the table?
Yeah. Is this a thing in D&D? Do people blow out candles?
I'd
with a
say
lamp.
maybe in I'd say we can make it a thing in kind of the lower end society. In the higher society like this,
Yeah. You don't do shit like that.
they celebrate their
Okay.
birthdays in other ways. Fine wine tasting.
Ah, okay, perfect. Yeah, maybe just like a candle, maybe that would be lovely. Thank you very much, kind sir. Pats him on the shoulder and
Yes, of course. And he
walks back.
heads off. Minutes later, you see him return with a slice of chocolate cake he puts beside you. He brings out a small little candlestick with a singular candle on it. Puts on the thing. And over his arm, he lights it. Anything else? Rue? Oh, by the way, birthdays, greetings, and wishes to you.
Yeah, it's your birthday.
Oh yeah, happy
I didn't know that you knew.
happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Fia.
That you were gonna do anything. This is so wonderful.
Roll
Wait,
a
is it actually
deception
your
check.
birthday?
Roll a deception check for that.
Fuck, dude. Oh my god.
20.
Oh my god.
Wait, I
Oh
actually
my
started
god,
trying
she's an
my own spell.
actress.
Fabio's starting to think it actually is her birthday.
You can just cut. Well, glad I could be of service. The bill will be at the front desk, of course. Would you like rooms for the night? We can have them made up for you now.
She looks at everybody like,
Only 20 gold. Each.
I don't know that.
Stay somewhere else.
I don't know
I
that would
already
be.
have somewhere to stay. It's fine.
No one's better than the Overlook, though. You're the finest. Finest.
Oh,
thing.
it's, I have some friends in the West I plan to stay with.
Considering it's your birthday, you can stay here for 10 gold.
Per person?
Just her.
Oh.
Not trying to run us out of business, are you?
No, it's just that it's
Oh,
lovely
no.
that they remembered that it's my birthday. I wouldn't want to be parted from them.
Yeah.
But I appreciate
a
the
good
offer.
point.
What a persuasion
Can't do
check.
that. I love it. Love it. Give him those tears.
26.
Baby!
She
my
lies a
God.
lot.
10 gold per person, then. How about that? We have some
I don't-
vacancies in right now, but they might be gone soon. Many people are traveling in for the voucher.
Oh, that's actually why we're here. I'm still teary though.
Oh gosh.
Indeed.
Yes.
I'm down to do that. Like,
I mean, we can like double up on rooms, right?
yeah, right?
Saphira looks at her beard axe and she's like, okay.
Oh, yes, you can. I suppose you can have your bodyguard sleep in one of the rooms with you, of course. And
So,
how many rooms do you require?
3? Is that right? If we're gonna split it up between us?
Yeah.
3 rooms.
Yeah.
3 of your finest rooms for the birthday
don't say that!
celebration.
No, don't say that!
For 10 gold.
The
3 of the 10
Oh.
gold rooms, sir.
So just not the finest
No
rooms. Okay. Very well, very well. Will the people be at the table in the morning?
You just
so-
hear the little money noise.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very well.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bows and heads
very
back towards
well.
the bar.
Bows lower as he goes off.
You stood up out of your chair to bow to him.
Oh god.
My voice hurts.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Is he's gone, right?
Mhm.
You're gonna just kind of look around. I really just sort of said we could stay here because I found him a little bit annoying. What if the Baron like has arrangements for us?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
true.
yeah, we should talk to him
maybe
before
she'll
we
have him check
reimburse
in.
us.
But also, right? And it's not really like we should probably all have some of this cake. And you guys, it was really lovely that you remembered my birthday.
Is it actually your birthday? It's not
No,
actually.
are you kidding me? It's totally not.
Oh my god, those are real tears though. I am so impressed with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, it's just a thing that I.
Fia, you should
yeah.
try to go be in a production at like the Bard Guild.
Oh, I don't like. I think if a lot of people were watching, that would be a little bit weird. But just sort of like one-on-one, I can, you know, I can do a
Fabio
pretty
is
good
reaching
job.
over and taking bites of.
This is also a really expensive cake. We should eat it before it like gets cold
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna take a bite. As I'm talking, I'm gonna like take a bite and be like, that's. I don't know. I'm just gonna stop and like savor it for a minute, and then actually get like a little tear in my eye, and then be like, "That's fucking good." And the bakery is right over there, and maybe they sell it for cheaper than 300 gold for a cake because there's a markup on these places that's insane. And I'm totally off track. What I'm saying is we should talk to the Baron and see what's going on there, and maybe he's got somewhere else for us to stay. Maybe he'll give us like a per diem or something. Also, we should let him know that we're alive.
These are all
Right?
good ideas, I think.
All of these,
Yes.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of this is good.
Keep eating your cake, Fia.
And we
You
should
look
probably
very rich
continue
in your
for the rest
style.
of us.
Also, just to make sure we're all on the same page, are we paying for this meal?
What do you mean? Of course we're paying for.
Okay,
Fabia,
I'm just asking.
come on.
I'm just
You have a
asking.
family. You gotta be a good
Yeah, splurge a little
person
sometimes.
most of the time.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Wait, what were you gonna do?
Yeah, wait.
What? I would walk out of here for sure. But like, I get it. I get it. I'm a good guy now. I get it.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
if he was
God.
like really a jerk, I'd walk out.
Right?
I think it's just how he is, though. Like, I don't.
Maybe our threshold is just different.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Starts to
no.
return
I
to
mean,
the
I feel
table.
like
Oh,
Good evening.
good evening to you.
Also, did you decide in those rooms?
Well, yes, of course, we would like 3.
Very well. Would you like to pay before or after?
well, can't we just settle up all at once when we have the, do it all together?
Mm,
The meal and the.
Would you like me to bring the bill over? The bill of sale.
Oh,
Uh,
sure.
is that traditional to pay
Actually,
now?
Depends on the customer, of course. We trust our customers here.
I mean, generally
Do you not
speaking,
trust us?
No,
We
of
would
course we do.
pay
You are
tomorrow.
willing to
I
pay
just,
tomorrow, you can. It's just some people like to get out bright and early.
Are you
okay.
not available early? Or to
No, I'm
pay?
available at all hours of the day.
That sounds simply
What
exhausting.
does that mean?
But of course, I think we would prefer to
What other
settle that
services are offered
tomorrow.
here?
I'm glad I was the only person that felt like that was really saucy.
I can't believe it.
Oh my
Whatever
god.
you wish.
Tomorrow would be absolutely perfect then. Thank you
We
so
have the bill of
much for
sale ready for that.
understanding.
Of course, your rooms will be made up in the next 10 minutes. And he walks off.
This is the
Wait.
weirdest and coolest experience I think I've ever been through.
I thought we were gonna stay here. Wait, I'm so confused.
Well, I just sort of. Oh, now I'm doing the voice. I just sort of panicked. And I didn't.
is this you
tell him-
now?
Did
Is
he,
this who you are now?
darling, you can just make up the rooms, and then if we don't want them, we'll just.
Yes, of course. Then we just say that we're very
Our-
busy.
Yes.
Yes.
Another table's going to look over
Do we notice them do that?
I feel like adventurers are like the frat boys of the noble world. It's like,
But I'm just about to do it again. I think we should just finish eating and go find the Baron before
Yeah,
we
I
get sucked
agree.
into anything else.
Yeah.
So we're
I mean,
not staying here? Is that what I'm getting?
If we have somewhere to stay,
We're considering
With the-
staying
with
here.
I
the
see.
Baron,
Okay.
then
The Baron.
Yeah.
Our dear friend the Baron would prefer I
Yes.
stay with him. Then we'll just simply come back here and tell them that we found other accommodation.
Mayhaps the Baron is already staying here.
That would
Oh.
be really awkward.
mayhaps. What if he just came
gotta
down those
start doing
stairs
this.
right now?
Yeah.
She's
We
gonna
all look to
gesture
the stairs.
just long enough.
They
like,
just kind of
in
slow
case.
zoom on the stairs, and nothing happens.
Okay, great.
Oh my god.
Okay, did everyone try the cake?
Yeah, it's delicious. I wish I could give some to Affy. I feel like she would love this.
Should have bought that.
Oh, right, Affy.
Yeah, you know.
Man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
she is really something, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cute. You could use the bird to like send like your face going.
Oh, I don't know about that specifically, but I
Wait,
would
hang on,
like
Right, but like that
Basil,
vibe,
make
right?
that. Hold on,
yeah,
Basil,
the
make that face.
vibe.
And then I'm gonna illusion his face active so you can see what it looks like.
Oh God.
Right?
Yeah, I don't. Just gonna workshop that and maybe do something else.
All right.
Okay,
Where
Yeah.
would you like to go?
I guess.
To find the
do we even
Baron, I guess.
know where the Baron is?
Yeah, I don't know.
You'd be able to ask around and find out where the majority of the people who
Okay.
are coming for the vouching are.
Okay.
All right.
For the sake of time, you'd have asked around and be able to find out that he's at the House of Voices, where the majority of the males and anyone of high nobility that might be entering into the vouching has been given a room to stay. That is on the map for the players, that big old building at the center with a huge spire.
Okay.
Making your way toward there, you would see it's got its own exterior wall and this great spire that kind of goes taller than even the overhanging passes beside you. It's clearly a parliamentary building by the kind of look of it. It's this giant, large building with all these different banners showing the Keswick symbol, which is a kind of a dove, and then also the symbol of Westmorn. As you go closer to it, you'd go through this kind of archway into an underpass where you'd see they've set up a bunch of benches and chairs and all sorts, and kind of a place for people to come in and listen to the vouching, which is only a couple of days away. Outside the front, you would see a great statue. Anyone who might know the history of Keswick can roll a history check for that. The statue looks a little damaged. It's of this clearly a woman and a man. The woman's wearing kind of a wedding veil. The man looks a little shorter, and they're posted there, kind of clutching each other's hands. With that history check, Basil, I would say you would know them to be Aistra and Tobias. Aistra was the old queen of High March way back in the War of the Sixth, when Westmorn was founded. And this is Tobias, who, in history of Keswick's, when Keswick's became a part of Westmorn, Queen Aistra made a deal with Tobias's father to marry in and combine Keswick's and High March together to become Westmorn. She decided not to go for the older son, but instead she chose to marry the younger son. And the older son went into exile because of it. So this is a statue of Aistra and Tobias, the younger son, marrying Aistra.
I see.
Pretty much forming Westmorn.
Interesting.
The statue itself, looks a little bit damaged, but you can see where it's kind of being remade and remodeled. The actual building itself is a long one, has many, many windows across, dozens and dozens of rooms. It's built of kind of like a fine carved stone. Approaching it, you would see guards outside the front. The doors open, you can hear people in the hallways and whatnot talking. Various people that have arrived from all across the land. Inside, for those who recognize him, you can see Yor Schwett talking to a guard himself and a couple others. A drink in hand. The guards look to you as you approach. Do you have business here?
Oh no.
Sorry?
I don't know if she's DC'd.
Uh-oh.
Yes, we do.
Oh, there you are.
Yay!
Hi, Jerry.
Hey.
Return.
Can she hear us? Can you hear us, Jerry?
I don't know if she could hear.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I don't know.
I'll throw a text to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone just types in Godforged, let us know. We can see it, but can't hear. Who's your business with?
Baron Ashford.
Looks around. Information. And then you see another guard head in. And no need. The Baron steps around the corner. He looks a little bit cleaned up. His hair's kind of pulled back. He's got a kind of a center part, and it's been pushed back a little bit. Good to see you. You finally arrived. How was your... Do you want to come in and talk?
Yeah.
Certainly.
As he walking towards one of the back rooms, you've got this kind of long hallway with an arching staircase that goes up a grand staircase. All these different side rooms of offices and meeting halls and all sorts. The floor is marbled, long halls across them. As you walk past Yor Schwett, you just see him kind of glare at you.
Do we notice?
Yeah, he's not being subtle.
Okay.
Fucker.
He takes you into upstairs and into one of the rooms that he's kind of given to stay in. It's got its own bookshelves of like dozens of books, and he's got his own very nice table and seating and some kind of sofa-like area. Yeah, welcome in. I'm glad to see you.
How is everything? This is pretty nice.
It's much nicer than mine, for sure. It's daunting. I've got some news, but first, what happened with the Ramir? Did you...
Oh, yeah. He's dead.
Good. That's good.
Yeah. I think it seems mostly good. There was a fort. Are you in charge of this? Who's in charge of this area around?
Oh, that would be the speaker of Kessex. I should tell him.
Oh. There was a fort is kind of on fire a little bit, but it seemed like it was abandoned. It was next to an abandoned village. I don't really know if anybody was there, but you know.
One moment. Could you fetch Gale? He speaks to one of the 7 guards who's just waiting. He's out. I'll let her know about it. Well,
Well, what's your news?
Yeah, tell us.
as that comes in, you see this lady wearing a kind of a bright red robe that kind of goes down and goes into like a yellowish color at the bottom. A belt tied around her kind of waist, and she has kind of slightly longer teeth for her mouth that kind of hang out slightly. Not very pretty, but almost very kind smile, a little bit nervous looking, slightly older, wisps of silver in her hair. She has pointed ears that she kind of wraps her hair around, showing that she's a half-elf. Yes? Well, they would like to tell you about to inform the speaker. This is Gale. She is the advisor to speaker, Tolan.
Hello.
Give her any information
Hello.
about this fort, of course, and who you dealt with.
Yeah, there's a fort and an abandoned village, like a little ways. I try to figure out which way it is.
Westward.
That
It's westward.
way.
It's Hermwood Fort. Sorry.
Yeah, the fort, Hermwood Fort. And anyway, we found a bunch of bandits there. The village was abandoned. There were a bunch of bandits there, and we had a fight. So it's clear now. I don't know if anybody was using it for anything, but we felt like we should let you know. Also, there was a small fire, but it seems mostly fine.
A fellow named Ramir. I believe.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
he was misusing it. Perhaps we should send some people there if you have any to spare. Gale smiles. Yes, we can.
They're all. I mean, you don't need to really take care of anything. They're all dead. Just.
Perhaps just to clear it up and clear the area. I'll let
Yeah,
the
I don't-
speaker of Talon know.
Okay. I didn't know if we should tell somebody. Sorry.
It's telling us it's a good idea. The speaker would like to know. All right. Bye-bye now. She bows her head and heads out. And the and smiles. Oh, that's great. Have you got a place to stay?
Oh.
Where are
Not-
you staying?
Well, in here. Actually, I didn't book a room, so I'll be sleeping. He pats the kind of couch.
You're staying on the sofa?
Yes, I didn't book a room. I wasn't. I know a few of them have rooms here, but I was a bit slow on that. It's okay. I've slept from worse.
Oh no.
You can have one of our rooms. We have.
We have.
Nonsense. It's too much.
I think there are still rooms available as well.
The Overlook?
Yeah.
I'd rather not. It's a little
Is
bit.
it bad?
No, it's lovely. I'm just a little out of my price range.
Oh, there's actually a special because it's my birthday.
For us, yes,
So-
we got a
Is that-
special there.
okay.
We got rooms for 10 gold each.
It's a bargain. Well, it's a bargain.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll see what I can wrestle up. I only need it for a couple of nights until the vouching.
I mean, they said they still had, rooms available. We have 3 reserved.
Get a 4th. Okay, yeah, I can help you get a 4th, but you're staying in the town then?
We had
We were
planned to.
going to.
I
Is that
use your
bad?
help. No.
Okay.
Well,
Wait, is that your news that you could use our help?
the news is what I can use your help with.
Oh,
What is it?
Well, there are, in total, I believe 6 of us that are going for the vouching. I expected at least a dozen, but there's not that many people who are interested, I guess. You've got the Baron from the eastern side, Baron Rush, Chester Brog of Windbrook, Mayor Ural Schwett, Lady Cecilia Ort, myself, and Morg Brightstone, the Earl. We're the only 6, and word has it, I'm not sure, I might actually have a shot.
That's
A damn good
excellent
one.
news.
Hey.
That's fantastic news.
With your help.
Wait, did you come and you thought you didn't have a shot at all?
Of course. I'm too young for the role. They barely know me. I may be a baron, but the people of Ulbridge don't know me.
You're
But
selling yourself short.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I have spoken to some friends, and it seems I have to win the favor of 4 houses. Well, 3 houses and 1 extra.
Okay.
I'm not the best talker. And I don't have as much to offer, and adventurers, well, you might have a lot more sway.
How can we help you?
I need the backing of 3 houses, and those down in Fog's Tavern. The 3 houses,
Oh.
the Ort family. Cecilia Ort is one of the ones who is running. You can convince her to back me and back out of the race. Then
Okay.
the Elmaris family. They're a family of elves. They are located in kind of the northern section of the housing district itself. They'll be a little bit more troublesome. I believe they're already backing the one from Windbrook. You can convince them to change that to me. And the others who I don't believe are backing anyone are the Riverfoot family. A family of halflings. Get those 3, and we have a shot. It's practically guaranteed if you can also get Fog's Tavern. Down below, in Underbridge, they have their own sort of society, their own hierarchy of people. And Fog's Tavern's it's their government building, really. Get their backing.
I think I saw that.
If you can get that place, get the 3 families to back me, then I'll become Duke of Kessex.
Do you want that?
I didn't think I did. And I realized that I don't want anyone else becoming it. Not out of jealousy, but out of ability. If I was to go through them, Baron Rush is lazy, he's weak, he would run this entire nation into the ground. Chester Brog is okay, but he's more military minded. He comes from Windbrook, which is Windbrook is, if maybe in heard or passing, it's one of the wall that separates Crestfall and Westmorn. It's one of the towns that's located against the wall. Mayor Ural Schwett, he's no good at all.
He's definitely not winning.
Definitely not.
And-
Hopefully. Jesus.
More Brightstone. I'm sure the Earl could do well with it, but Cecilia Ort, she's a war hero. She's only doing it because she equally sees that there's no one good enough. But like if I became the Duke, I had the backing of the people of Ulbridge and the people of Kessex. Kessex wouldn't just be the 3rd nation of Westmorn anymore. It would matter. If I don't have that backing, I doubt I'd win.
We'll get
Okay.
you the backing.
Well, hold on. So, you've told us why everybody else shouldn't be. Just like we're already on your side, right?
Of
So no
course.
press.
Of course.
What do you think makes you the guy for the job?
It's a good question. I've been asking myself it for days. If I'd answer it, I'd say I care the most about Kessex. Most of them might have lived longer than me, but I've seen the bad and the good of Kessex. I've seen what war does to people. I've seen what happened with you and the Krothic in the hallways of Anhoro. I think I'm the most passionate. I believe that if I can be put into that position, I won't spend all my time in the capital. Not like the Grand Duke of Lost. He believed in Westmourne as a working society like that, and I believe that Keswick should have more. I believe that no longer should we have places like Hermworld that exist. Places which are abandoned because the guards can't even protect them. I don't believe we should recall our soldiers to fight threats from underground whilst we have our pride that hides away from it, like Morg Brightstone. I don't think we should have the corruption that's happening over in the east with Baron Rush. I don't fear a war with Crestfall because I believe that we can have good relations with them. I guess I'm not the person for the job, but none of them are any better. In fact, they'll all be much worse. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to rely on the help of my friends and the favor of those around me and listen to good counsel. Mostly, I just want Keswick to do well. I can't give you an honest answer and say that I will be successful. But I'll spend my whole life trying. At the very least.
It was great.
You're a
You.
wonderful speaker. What do you mean?
Yeah, you don't need us. I mean, we'll still do it, but like, you don't need us.
I appreciate that, but those nobles are all different type of ball game. You need a silver tongue and perhaps even, I don't know, more for some of them.
Hmm.
But do
Is
that.
there?
Yes?
Do we know if any any of the other candidates have the backing of anyone else? Like, has anybody secured any actual?
Yes, I mean, a couple of them. Cecilia Ort has a lot of people behind her.
Sure.
A lot of the noble district. Chester Brog, again, has Eremius, so has the elven backing, and probably the elves of the district and the nobility district. There's that. Baron Rush, I doubt it. Your Schwed, I'm not sure. Though from what you've said about him, I don't want to risk it. Mostly we have to win over. And the people of the Underbridge, I'm not sure. But if we win over Ulbridge, we win the vouching. It's guaranteed. You could go up there and say anything. And they'd likely still vote. Or cheer. It's done off an almost archaic system of cheering and crowd favor.
Or we can be pretty loud. Just cheer really, really loud, right? Like,
We have a fat bear.
There's going to be
He can be
thousands of
really
people.
oh, so really,
Do our best.
Yes?
if
Fia.
I
You
I'm
broke?
sorry,
You
I was
stopped
thinking
working?
and I couldn't quite reach what I was trying to say, but I was mostly interested to find out if Baron Rush and Earl
Yes.
Schwett had any actual backing yet, because we kind of, we may have found some things at the fort that may discredit them a little bit.
If anyone's
Potentially,
going to be backing
It's a little bit of a,
Rush, it would be
it's
the
not a
Underbridge.
slam dunk.
The
It would be
Underbridge,
the
okay.
Underbridge. Okay.
The Underbridge folk will probably back him. Your Shred, I doubt it, but
I find it interesting that Earl Schwett is also a candidate along with Baron Rush. I feel like that seems odd to me. Just that he immediately ran to Baron Rush after what happened in Dunwell. It just seemed
Yeah.
like maybe they were a little bit more together, but they're running against each other for this. Is it typical that a mayor would be a candidate?
yes. Yeah, any
Okay.
nobility can really do it. In fact, anyone who's non-noble could probably do it. It's just, you need the backing of the nobles. where the money comes in is mostly where the voices come in.
Mm.
The Ord family are war heroes. They earn the respect. Edelmis is the oldest nobility here when it was discovered. The family that actually paved the way for the first builders to build the bridge. And Riverfoot, well, they control 90% of the food and agriculture of the entire city. They're the ones that matter most, but then Underbridge has an equally loud voice. It's all the working people. The heart of Ulbridge.
Is there somebody you would recommend talking to first?
Whatever order you prefer. But you'd have to do it in the next day or two.
Yeah, when is the actual... How long do we have until...
Not tomorrow, but the next day.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Well, if that's all, I wish you the best.
Okay, well, I got...
We'll do what we can to help you. Whatever we can. We'll, try to get everyone in your favor that we can.
Appreciate it. Know that you are friends. Anything I can do for you, I return in favor. Once I'm the Duke. If I become the Duke.
Once you're the Duke.
Oh.
Once I'm the Duke.
Maybe I'll stand up a little straighter.
Yeah.
Anything you need. You'll have the favor of the entirety of Kessex behind you.
Oh, I do need a new axe. But...
Oh god.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll head back to the inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Heading
right.
back to the inn for the night. It's now nighttime, and you would make your way into... Who's sleeping where?
Timothy and I could room together.
Boys' night.
The boys' night. Yee.
Each of the rooms that you'd go into have large queen-size kind of beds with these great big corners and the drapes over them with the kind of silken drapes that you can see through. You've got your own silken basin. You've got your own bathtub, which can be filled with hot
shit.
water. It's automatically filled as you kind of come over to it. And it empties at the same time if you get out.
What?
You have
my God.
windows
Step forward, step
out
back.
to the river, and you can see the beautiful view of it. The glass itself, you see, kind of dims itself if you step away from it, so that it doesn't let light in unless you need it. Essentially, it's the richest room you've ever been in. Mirrors and all sorts, and each room could technically probably fit about 10 people, but it's all for your duos and squads.
Wow.
Well, Saphira takes the solo room, as always.
Yeah.
All right. I'll stay with Fia then.
Yeah.
Soul
So-
definitely sleeps outside, I feel like.
Before you go to bed, though, I want to take out the bird,
Okay.
and I'm gonna open it up, and I'm gonna send a message.
Okay. Via a letter or...
The illusion thing,
Okay.
right? I'm gonna do. Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah, you're in the room with Fabio right now. You'd see her bringing this out.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna see if this works. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
try to send a message, and yeah, right.
Totally.
Wait, do we know how it sees us? Like, do we have to like stare at it? Like,
You can see its eyes.
Do you wanna, like-
You'd understand because you
Yeah.
have this magic item.
Do you wanna,
It
like-
comes out that- I'll
do you wanna,
send you
like,
the item
be-
as well.
do you want to like be in this?
Sure, yeah.
I wanna send the illusion thing. I wanna see if it works.
Face up against Fia's, like, yeah, let's see what
Okay.
happens.
Cute.
So I wanna I'd like to send a message to Silk.
Okay.
And what do I? Okay, so it's actual setting, so I get like 25 words or something.
25 words, yes.
Okay, fuck. All right. So, hi Silk. It's Fia. We killed Ramir. Killed him. Yule's pissed. May head to Sister Cliffs. Be safe. we'll contact soon.
Love you, bye.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
On Silk's end, by the way, you have that whole message come up, and she's like taking her time to take the count of the words, and you just see the bunny's face coming and love you by it, and he's never met you.
Wait, that's true.
So
Holy shit.
you'd get a this kind of, you'd see the eyes close for a second, and they open up, and this projected image comes back, and you see Silk's face.
Works.
Hey, that was Fia. Hey, she did something. Yeah, she sent a message of some kind. Yul's coming. Yeah, Ramir's dead. I said Ramir's dead. No, Ramir is... And then it cuts off.
Oh, amazing.
Well, that worked really well.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't tell him you can respond. You had no idea.
Love it.
It's true. Oh shit.
I guess
Brilliant.
we'll learn that for next time.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah,
Sick.
that's pretty great. It seems really useful. Okay, yeah, that's great. I feel like probably I should have said she might not be coming right now. I feel like I tried to get that across, but
How
Yeah,
often
I
can
don't
you
know.
use that thing?
once a day we can send.
Once at dawn, it recharges.
Yeah. So
Sick.
I guess maybe tomorrow I'll have to send something that's like,
yeah,
yes,
tomorrow
I
you
meant,
could be like, hey, by the way.
I didn't mean like she's on her way. I just meant she's mad and headed that. That's too many words. Okay.
It's okay. You're gonna now that you know how difficult it is to like do it
Yeah.
on the fly, you can like plan it out.
I could write it out next time. That would be way smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I
this is
won't
cool.
mess it up next time. I promise.
No, I think that
Well,
was
I don't
great.
promise. Oh, thanks.
Also, that was Silk, by the way. He's our friend.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's our friend. He's in the
Yeah, you would have
sister. I
seen
mean,
this
I don't know. You
goblin
got all
face
that,
appear, by the
right?
way, which is like a very round head, very long ears with earrings all down them, decorated with kind of jewels and stuff in them. A really large grin that goes all the way up his cheeks. He looks always like he's
Okay.
up to something. These great big yellow eyes,
Awesome.
and a kind of crooked nose.
He looked like a hoot.
Yeah, he's pretty great. We met him in that cave, and that's where we saw the altar. And then we took him with us, and then yeah, we let him go, and he took over his goblin friends. Well, not all of his friends. He took over the tribe. I don't know, are they a tribe, collective, whatever they are. He took him over, and then he moved him back to Sister Cliffs, which seemed like a great idea because they were not by Carburn. But now Yule's probably going back there, so it's maybe not the best idea.
Who's Yule? Do I know who Yule is?
You was the one that was selling the item.
Oh, the lady.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was.
okay, never
Ramir's-
mind. I know who she is.
Yeah, she's Ramir's boss, right? So we thought
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
just we thought she was just like a slaver. We thought they were just slavers. But if they're looking for that altar, that's obviously way more than just slaving. I think they just wanted the slavers to like dig in the cave, or the slaves to dig in the cave. I don't think they. I think they were
she's
like slavers by association. I don't know if that was like their main job.
she's definitely the person I stole this rock from, so. She's like involved in a lot of shit, I think.
She sent us messages. Well, she sent Saphira a message, and just like that. Well, not like that because it wasn't an illusion. She sent one to Saphira and one to Basil. That like, what did you find in the Sister Cliffs? I can hear your next words, or something like that. And
Whoa! You should send her the same thing.
then, oh, maybe
somehow
tomorrow.
make it. Somehow
But,
make
like,
it
without the
ominous like,
illusion,
for her because
so she can't see my face, and I can maybe say it in a different voice.
Oh, you could costume yourself, right? It's just scanning you, right? You could costume yourself to look like somebody really
could-
creepy.
I could alter self because then I sound exactly like them, and I could
There
like
you
be
go.
Ramir and be like, "Oh shit, we killed them all! It's
Oh my
fucking
god, this is
awesome."
brilliant! You should totally do this.
That's
Meanwhile,
great.
Basil and Timothy are running a bubble bath. They're gonna go in their like bottom like underwear on and just hang out in the bubble
Good
bath.
time.
Yeah,
I love it, Japanese bath style.
yeah, onsen
Nice.
style. Yeah.
So
I
He's got his
realized
legs stretched out. Basil has his,
suddenly
like,
in my underwear, I realized I need to go back to the blacksmith and they're waiting for me. I need to go talk to them, tell them what's up.
You're like sopping wet, like about to like sit down in the
Yeah,
bath. Like,
before I
What kind
go
of
to bed, I'm
bathrooms
gonna
given
run
to you
down
in
there.
this kind of place, so you'd be able to go
oh,
back.
Yeah.
good, wonderful.
I'm gonna run down there so I could talk to them for a second.
Okay, yeah. We'll do that, and then we'll finish up that. So you get
Okay.
down to the blacksmith. Hey, where have you been?
Got caught up with some stuff. Had to talk to the Earl real quick of Kessex.
Oh, hey, okay.
Another quick question.
Hey,
Do you think we can make a battle axe out of this mithril?
Oh,
hey. I believe we can.
so cute, dude.
We can't take it.
I know. So thoughtful.
We can make a nice battle axe.
Then let's get on it.
And that, winding down for the night,
Aw.
you each go to bed in your fine rooms. You hit level 6 as you finally got to Ulbridge and you've kind of reached a chapter in your story. You'd also, by the way,
Nice.
you might as well add this now in case I forget. By sleeping in those very fine rooms, you each get 10 temporary hit points for the next day. The next
Ooh.
8 hours,
Ooh.
you have 10 temporary hit points. From the nicest rest you've ever had, essentially. Very
Right.
comfortable. But you are level 6. And going forward, you will be able to explore into the vouching, the Mystery of Yule, and the Sister Cliffs. And we can see what happens next week. If whether the vouching's next week or the week after, the fate of Kessex will be entirely in your persuasion and your trustworthy, albeit clumsy hands.
We will
Yeah,
definitely
don't
not
put
fuck it up.
Sophia in charge.
Yeah. Yay.
Gonna do great.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Awesome RP
So good.
tonight, guys.
Yeah, amazing.
It's very fun, yeah.
We will go around the group and we will do little shout outs and stuff. And also because we didn't have a chance to do the midway break, I got carried away. What I'll do is
Oh.
as we finish up the stream, I will put it into the intermission because I pieced together a bunch of the fan art, some of the art that people have made here as well.
Oh, yay.
Jari, once
Aw.
she finishes her painting as well, we'll throw in there. And then I know Dodger's been drawing Fabio in an awesome way.
Fabia.
Any fan art that comes in and everything is going to be in the kind of mid-break screen. So I've put together a little thing just so you can see it all together. So I'll play that a couple of times before we finish.
That's
up as well.
awesome.
Yay.
Yeah, so it all should be compiled together. And every time more fan art comes in, I'll compile it to make it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, we did have a cool fan art of Blossom today from
Oh,
David.
yeah.
Do we actually?
I love it. Yeah, we did.
Joe, if you look
Thank
in our,
you.
if you look at the
Yeah,
Godforged
look at our
chat, you'll
chat,
see it.
yeah.
Oh my
cute.
god.
Oh, good. Thank you,
I'd
Daisy.
Definitely make it in next week. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so cute.
Super cute.
It's so
Super
tubby.
cute.
Awesome.
Let's do the shout outs then. Let's go round from you, Jari.
Hi guys. I'm Jari. I hate doing shouts.
It's okay. Just
yeah.
plug.
I stream stuff on Twitch. Sometimes I do art. Sometimes I do makeup. Tomorrow I'm gonna play Among Us with some friends. Okay, I'm done.
Nice. Next up would usually be Strippin. He is doing a. Is he still live?
think
He's
so.
still live.
Yeah.
We'll throw over the love over to Sam. It is his birthday, so go and wish him a great happy birthday. He's been streaming all day to do a big old birthday stream, so please go and follow him, and you'll see him after the show. Briban.
I'm Brevon, variety streamer. Is currently playing through Majora's Mask on Steam. Yes, that's it. That's my plug.
Nice.
I'm really excited.
Nice.
Dex bonus.
Hi, I'm Dodger. You can find me at Dex Bonus on pretty much everything. I stream almost every day. I do lots of just chatting and whatever game I want to play at the moment. And I've also on Twitter been trying to every couple of days post how my drawing every day thing is
Oh, good.
going,
That's
which
so
has been
good.
super fun. Thank
So
you.
good.
You've
I'm
improved
currently
like over
drawing
the course of
Fabia.
days, right? It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, Fabia so far has been like 5 or 6 days.
It
So I
looks
just draw
so
a little
good as
bit
well.
before bed every day. Thank you.
I,
So that's been very fun.
It's super difficult, right, to draw animals, I imagine. So and you've done such a great job.
Thank
So
you.
good. So good.
Same with
Oh,
also
thanks.
Jari's been drawing Saphira and painting it.
That's
It's
yeah.
really
Painting
detailed.
it looks awesome.
She's still here. Her
Come on, show
eye,
us.
one of her eyes is in the wrong place, so I
Spin
need to
around.
like repaint it.
No, it
It's
looks
just
great.
So
Look at
good.
that.
Great.
So
great.
good.
So good.
Yeah, she's getting there. She getting there.
Shane, I'll fix your camera before next week. I'm sorry you're an overlapper today.
And we
I
gotta
know
find out what's
Valakra.
up with that.
Shane Hawk, do you want to do a shout out?
Hi friends, I'm Shane. I haven't been doing much lately. I've been really sleepy. I've had insomnia pretty bad. So as soon as I fix that, I can start streaming again, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully you get that fixed soon. It's a bitch. I had that until I was like 14. It's the worst. Old lady
That sucks.
gamer.
It's me. Hi, I'm OLG. You cannot really find me most places, but you could find me on Twitter at oldlady_gamer.
Because another
Where
old
I-
lady took the other one.
Yeah, I'm still pissed about it. I really do want to DM her, and I say it every week, and at this point, I just should, right? What if she sees this and she's waiting for the DM?
You set
That would
her
be
up.
so awkward. Like, it would be bad. Anyway,
Yeah, send her a bed.
yeah, right. I could send her, like, just my face, like, hey, what's up? Do you want to give me your Twitter handle? It's not awkward. I'd like to shout out my dog who's waiting patiently by the patio because we didn't have a break, and usually that's when I let her
Oh,
out.
no,
She just
I'm
every once
sorry.
in a while, she looks over at me and kind of sighs and puts her head back down. So shout out,
Aw.
Saffron. Good job.
It's cute.
That's me.
Hi everybody, I am Joe Fudge. I don't know what I'm really doing this week, but on Tuesdays I read a bunch of homebrew from all the various D&D Reddits. So if you are interested in that, come on in and we'll read a bunch of homebrew. I might try No Man's Sky. I haven't played it since it first came out, and apparently it's good now. So I'll.
That's a plug.
I mean, to be fair, it was not good when it came out, but apparently it's really good now. So I actually want to check it out. Other than that, I don't have anything to necessarily shout out or do. Twilight one shot next month. I'm going to be working on that.
Oh
Our
my
battle arena
God.
is also. I know. Our battle arena. I've also got the logo being done at the moment, which is really cool. And we've got some cool stuff being worked on behind the scenes for Godforged, which the players know about, but you guys don't know about yet, which would be really cool. I will see you all next week.
Yes.
And yeah, D&D Live's also on the weekend next week, so I'm sure go and watch all the D&D
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
I think there'll be new releases about the book, which is cool.
Cool.
Nice, nice, nice.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll host Sam as soon as I've shown off the little fan art from everyone. So, ta-ta, my friends. I'll see you next week or during the week, whenever I see you. And thanks again, as always, for playing. All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
All right, enjoy the fan art, guys. I'll be hosting Strippin' just after. Just go and give him a big old happy birthday. Thank you so much, everyone who has submitted fan art. There it is. That's the loop there. As we get more in, and whatever it is, we'll throw it in and I'll compile it together and add in as much as possible for our break time stream. Thank you so much, everyone who has done that kind of fan art. It's very, 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 very cool. We really appreciate it. Go and enjoy, Sam. I will see you all in the week. And we'll see you for episode 17 next week. Bye-bye.
hex tech just so you can dash at me and then